Great.
No matter what you do, nobody going to pay shit.
Why do we got to stand so
Shit ain't lying because of our main vexation.
All right, to the wall. The GMS Virginia camp back out here once again to do what we've been called to do, and that's prophesy. Before we get started, like always, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. The bonus to our teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.
That's Jeremiah 51 and 33. It says, "For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughters of Babylon is like threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and a time of her harvest shall come." Never, verse 34.
Yeah, what is that talking about? When you thresh up, you're getting ready to reap it. The fruits of Babylon, the Lord is getting ready to thresh this place through. And it's going to reap what it has sown. All right? The end result of that threshing is going to come up with blood, lies, deceit, treachery. Brother Hol Nahum, the 3rd chapter. Everything that's against the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Everything that's contrary to the righteous ways of living, the righteous standards. That's what's going to come up once the Lord starts to thresh this place. All right, and he's beginning, on a light level right now. You got people with the monkey see, monkey do. We got the boils popping up all over their body. That's light work. That ain't nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right, you about to see plagues that ain't been written in the scriptures. The scriptures tell you you're going to get the plagues of Egypt and plagues that ain't written. All right? The C-19 shit, that was some bullshit. That was some fairy tale bullshit. The Lord really about to unleash plagues, diseases, hardcore famines, right? Hardcore death, pestilence upon you wicked individuals over here in Babylon. Because when you look at Babylon, the filth and the way of living is the worst way on the earth. All right, we get on the heathens a lot, but at least in their countries, they have some type of moral standard or moral code or, some type of dignity or way of living. Their women dress modestly. All right, they have family structure. The streets are clean. All right, the way they run their government and system is more in order. You come to America, you go to the major inner cities, whether it be New York, California, Miami, Las Vegas, Sin City, it's nothing but filth and dirt, poverty, death and murder. I just seen a clip on the West Coast. Dudes tried to rob, look like a vape store or some shit. Dudes tried to rob, and the dude hopped over the counter, and the dude at work, they just start hacking the nigga. Now he was protecting his business, but the shit that happens over here in Babylon is out of a fucking horror movie. That is not the normal way of living, man. The stuff that happens is not normal. The amount of violence and death, poverty, wickedness. That's how you know the Lord has designated this place to be the land of sin, the land of the valley of the shadow of death. Darkness, all right? Where nothing but demonic activity resides, man. Everybody here is engulfed in demonic activity and prideful. Everybody is in a spirit of rebellion. And the Lord told Saul, when Saul was rebelling, when the Lord told King Saul, look, you need to kill them Amalekites. Because Saul wanted to do what he wanted to do and wanted to reserve the king for his glory. The Lord said, your rebellion is as witchcraft, all right? And the law for witches is death. And everybody out here is rebelling against the ways of Yahweh Shai. Women are rebelling against their womanhood. Men are rebelling against their purpose, all right? People are rebelling against their natural gender. Children are rebelling against order. Everything is out of whack. All you motherfuckers are witches and warlocks and rebellious children. And that's why the Lord casts us off as a nation. He casts his rebellious wife out on the street. Right? Wouldn't you do that to your woman? If she's rebelling against your ways that you set in your house, she's telling your kids to rebel against you, you're going to cast their ass out. Bitch, feed yourself, clothe yourself, find shelter for yourself. You rebellious whore. And that's what the Lord did to us. He said, look, you want to play the harlot, go live with your lovers. And he cast us amongst the Moabites, Ammonites, Ishmaelites, nasty ass Canaanites, all you black ass Kemet niggas that keep on to adopt Ham's culture. He cast us amongst them. And what do you see? What do you see the end result of? Black culture, nigga culture. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm African. Nigga shit. Because you rebel against your power. And now we're in a low, desolate state where we don't even own our own goddamn food that we eat. We don't even know what the fuck we put in our bodies, man. Because we don't see what's happening on the farms. We don't see what's happening during production. With the music, as soon as you turn on the radio, you have no control of what's being played. You just got to consume it. And you think that's music just because it's being played, right? No, that's just what's readily available for your ass, right? Because you don't control it. Your enemy controls it. You should, one of the main curses, you should go to your enemy for the want of all things, not some things, all things, your clothing, your food, your music, your culture, your family. And what did the devil do with it? He defiled it all. The minute we got off the plantation, the minute we got off the slave ships onto the plantations, nigga fed us pork. He straight defiled our diet. That was the first thing he did. Then he thought fucking the boys, fucking the women, breaking up the family structure. He defiled every way of our living that we had a little, semblance of some type of order over there in the west coast of Africa. Right? And Gad too over here in the lands of America, South America. But when the devil came in, he straight defiled all of that. Brought diseases, plagues, lies. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 34 in Jeremiah 51, and it said, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has devoured me, and he hath crushed me, and he hath made me an empty vessel.
Yeah, when you go back to ancient Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, hey, who is that speaking? When it started with the king, all right, a rebellious king that caused his people, who was that, Hezekiah? Right, that caused our people to get thrown into captivity. Well, they was going into captivity anyways, but the Lord told them, look, you need to prepare yourself to be slave to Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. And he rebelled. So what ended up happening? He lost his sons and he lost his eyes, man. Right?
Yeah.
If the brother want to say something, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying about being Babylon, because like I said, this whole society it's getting worse and worse, man. As it
Zedekiah, not Hezekiah. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you kind of back, but I wanted to get this quick precept. Let me get it. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 26. And this is clearly Babylon, what I'm about to read from the scriptures, man, because everything from the scriptures is basically like a lifetime story, man. A real one, not a fairy tale, man. This is prophecy. This is saying before. Now, mind you, like I said, these were written, like I said, thousands of years ago. Like I said, in this Romans chapter 1, verse 26. But this, the Most High caused the Most High gave them up to vile affection. For even women, they changed their natural use to that which is against nature, man. And as you can see, like I said, the men, the women, like I said, what they supposed to do, supposed to be what? Wives, supposed to be, can cater to their husbands, the women and the children now, to the point where they gave all that up for some careers, and then when they get older to a certain point, now they want to look for a married husband, or even have children, but now they can't have that now no more. It's what? It's forsake what they naturally use, like I said, what they're supposed to do for careers, and now they all about that confused, man. Not a coincidence why during the time, like I said, this has been going on, but with the MGTOW movement and the Kevin Samuels, it's not a coincidence why these women kept on coming on these shows, man. That's how bad it was, to the point where now you got men actually, or even women, talking about a little bit of percent of righteous women talking about how to be a woman or how to be a man. This society that we live in, stuff like that should have been taught about since there was kids, but now you gotta wait till like in the mid-20s for all this to bring up. I'm like, this sad, man. That's how you know that we live in a low state. For, like I said, you got gurus. Oh, this is how you talk to women, this and that. Then you got men in America, they want to leave the country to go find other women, man, to get these wives, man, Like I said, these ain't small views. These are like 10, like I said, 100,000, 10,000 views, man. And people tuning in every day, man. That's just, like I said, that's just a small layer of the society that we live in, man. We're just scratching the surface, man. It's just so many other stuff that's out of order. The justice system, like I said, everything else, man, racism, static, the agriculture, the food. Like I said, the scratches is a small surface.
Yeah, this place is totally wicked. All right, and when people come up against us and tell us that we're fools for the things that we say, they're wicked. Right? Because everything that we say is we can back it up with the scriptures. It's the righteous sayings of the Lord. So if you combating us, you ain't combating us, you combating the Lord. You fighting against the Lord. And what's that saying? Your arms too short to box with God. You fighting against the Lord, man. And it's only a matter of time before your death day approaches you, man. Because a lot of you are just worthy of death. Just call it what it is. You're worthy of all the judgments that you receive, all the sicknesses and plagues that you receive. You're worthy. You deserve it.
And that's why what the Lord is really catching out. Like I said, that's why the Lord is, like I said, bringing all these plagues and judgments, man. Rightfully so, because like you said before, like I said, we just think and just look back and just look at how the world operates, man. In your mind, it tells you like, man, this place wicked, this place got to be destroyed, this place got to be cleansed.
Yeah.
Like I said, this devil has to be taken out of rulership, man. You know, like I said, you don't gotta believe us. Like I said, go do your own research. Like I said, look on the people. Like I said, they tell you they're miserable, they hate working. You know, they're doing it just to be doing it. Like I said, people get mad over the smallest things. Like I said, recent video. Like I said, that's how you know that. Like I said, when in a very low state. Like I said, you got Jake that got maddish and basically killing another Jake at McDonald's because his fries were cold. Come on, man, really? Instead of you just going in there and just say, hey, can I get a refund or like I said, usually, like I said, to give you another bag of fries, like I said, you just want to go up to him and shoot him in the face. You don't even know the man, you know, and for some wrong reason, like I said, that's headline news. Like I said, that's just one of very small incidents of, like I said, the society that we live in, man, you know. What they're saying, that's that demon time, man. Like I said, we're living in a demon time world right now. Like I said, where as the scripture says in Matthew, the many of lovers shall wax cold, man. This is the society that we're living in, man. You know, nobody gives a damn about each other. Like I said, somebody could be, like I said, robbed, raped, beat up in the streets right there. And nobody would do anything but just take photos. You know, instead of even trying to intervene or do anything, man. Like I said, at the point somebody said, we take somebody from everything they got, they don't got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? This is what we're heading, man. To the point where nobody's gonna care no more. You got it.
Go ahead and get your precept, and then we go back to that.
Well, that's just pretty long, so.
Okay, well, we'll go back to
This is I'm reading verse 34 in Jeremiah 51 again. It says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has made me an empty vessel. He has swallowed me up.
Yeah, we've been swallowed up. All right. The scriptures say what? What was the dream that what's his name? Peter got. All right. You know, Jake should be as like a vessel lit at the four corners, swallowed up amongst the nations, man. You know, we've been swallowed up here. And that goes into Jeremiah 2, discontinuing from your heritage, your nationality of who you truly are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it reads, he has swallowed me up like a dragon. He has filled his belly with
Like a dragon. He has swallowed us up like a dragon. Is not his beast system likened as a dragon? All right? The seven-headed dragon, right? The European Union, all right? And the whore that rideth upon that dragon. Right? Go ahead.
He has filled his belly with my delicates. He has cast me out.
He has filled his belly with the delicates, right? All our history, our culture, even us as individuals. All right, you look at the labor force, we do the job that keep the empire going. The empire of America, the empire of Europe goes off the work of the Israelites, whether it's building houses, building roads, taking care of the sanitation system, right? Anything that keeps the society going for Emily and Bob and Kimberly to go to Whole Foods and live comfortably in they nice houses without worrying about what's going on in the inner cities and what other people got to struggle with. To keep that going normally, the Israelites are suffering these curses and keeping society running. They're bringing your groceries up at your nice little stores you go to. They're mopping the floors at the gyms that you work out at. All right? They're doing the low-level jobs that keep society nice and pretty. When you go to these 5-star hotels and you up there vacationing, who's making the beds and cleaning the bathrooms? And when you go out to tour the city, who's in your room doing the room keeping to make it nice and pretty for you on your vacation? Jake. Jake keeps the society going, right?
Yeah.
So we're not sovereign. We're not in the kingdom. We're the servants. That's not a place you should want to be in, man. You should want to be on the opposite side.
Person coming. Jeremiah 2.
Even when you leave the country, you go, you know, you could be a Jake yourself, and you probably got some leave. You got some money saved up, so you say, I'm gonna go vacate out the country. And you enjoying yourself, but if you got any sense, and you in this truth, you can't enjoy yourself because the people that's serving you while you on vacation is Jake. So how can you really enjoy yourself when the people that's serving you is Jake? But see, niggas in the world don't think like that, man. They comfortable in the state that they've been put in. A low fucking state. That's why the scriptures say what? It's Israel, a homeborn son. You got it? Get it real quick.
It's Jeremiah 2, and mind if I start up? Come. This is Jeremiah 2 and 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed themselves cisterns, broken cisterns.
Broken systems. You need water to live. Without water, this heat wave letting y'all niggas know that. Right? Without water, your ass will die. You made up of water, but see, you niggas got broken systems. You put water in you and the shit leak. So you dehydrated, you the dry bones in the balance. You need water, nigga. He needs some milk. You know? But the nigga he can't get it because he got a broken system. You put it in him, the shit gonna leak right out. He need it, but he can't retain it. So a nigga come up here, you tell him you do all the breakdown, you're like, damn, we brought that shit down beautifully. And then as soon as the nigga hit that corner, all that shit just leak out of him. Damn, I'm gonna be there next week, man. That shit was hot, fire. As soon as he get on the block, shit was leaking while he walking, all the shit. It was a broken system. The Lord don't want him, go ahead.
That can hold no water. Verse 14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a homeborn slave? Are you okay in this desolate state that we're in? Scripture said I have seen princes walking in service upon horses. You a prince, right? We're princes waiting for our inheritance to be kings. If you watching, I'm into watching like shows where Am and they're big on doing like prince shows where the princes are waiting for their inheritance to sit on the throne, and you'll see that the prince is really catching hell the whole time. Nobody respects him because it's like, nigga, you ain't the king. Your daddy the king. Like, man, all right, prince. You better hope you get on the throne. You might kill your ass when you do it there. That's how it goes. You a prince, you still gotta get tested. The father put you through shit. Right? We're princes waiting to inherit the throne. But what are we doing? We're walking. We ain't on the horses. Right? And Jacob get in Congress. That nigga didn't create the Congress though. So he has to abide by the rules of Congress that were put there by the enemy. So you get in Congress, yeah, we got a black nigga in there. Yeah, he just a motherfucker that gotta abide by the same rules that's been instituted since your slavery. The fuck you mean you got somebody in there? You can't make changes to something that's already been written in stone. The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, all these things have already been written. The fuck you mean you got a black president? You ain't gotta abide by what's been written by the so-called founding fathers. Your Thomas Jefferson, your Benjamin Franklin, your George Washington. And he got a black nigga in there. He finna make change. He can't make no goddamn change.
He made worse changes, as a matter of fact.
He ain't amending shit.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do the goddamn thing. And the people for you to be the president, you have to be a puppet. That's why they have something called lobbyists and the electoral college. Now the lobbyists, they are these people that own these 500 companies, right? CEOs of major institutions. And they'll put the money back behind you to push you. So you'll see this nigga with big tour buses. He got 1 million commercials.
Yeah.
He got the most flyers out of everybody. That's why when you look at the presidential race, they just always promote 2 major niggas. You're like, what the fuck? Where these niggas come from? We didn't pick these niggas out of all the millions of people in America, but they're the ones that got the money to back them.
Yeah.
Same thing with the music industry. Who has the money to promote them and back them, put their face on the billboard? put their songs on the radio, pay for those spins for their record to play all throughout this damn day. The machine, whoever got those lobbyists.
Yeah.
So those lobbyists have picked your president, man. You didn't pick your goddamn president. Because you didn't know a goddamn thing about Barack Obama till his ass was on a goddamn TV screen. You didn't choose, you act like you chose Obama to run for president.
You remember on the episode of the Boondocks when he asked that so what are the three? When Mike and asked him on the news, he said, "What are the three branches of government?" And I mean, he couldn't even tell him. I mean, Jay don't know nothing about no politics. Like I said, you asked him that three branches of government, he couldn't even tell you.
Really?
You know what I mean? Those are the basic fundamentals for you to be a senator or anything. You gotta ask a question like that. You know, if you don't, I mean, if not, they ain't gonna laugh at you. But you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about.
Our law says we should not be setting up kings of another nation over us. So we're not even a part of the selection process. But you go to the polls and think you're voting. Nigga, they gave you Barack Obama. Here, this your choice, nigga. Him or him.
Well, shit, we going with the Brown, nigga.
Nobody heard about him until the presidential.
You go, bro.
Nobody heard about him until the election started coming around. Now, but if you check his story, he's supposedly been in politics forever on a low level in Chicago. Why ain't nobody ever bring him out prior? He just popped up out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it go.
I seen him on Oprah. When he was like he was what, congressman up in Chicago.
Yeah.
But before that, you know, your brother was bringing out. You ain't hear nothing about the dude.
They was already propping them up, getting them ready. Even this guy Trump. Because you got these Edomite conservatives and fucking Edomite patriots. Trump is for the nigga. Trump is a puppet. You can't get in there unless you're backed by them. You have the money that's backed by them. If he didn't do what they told him to do, that nigga would lose his whole. They'll demonize him in the media. Even this thing with this guy Alex Jones. This nigga been propped
They
up.
cooked him.
4.1 million.
Nah, and on top of that, he got paid like 45 million on top of that. Yeah, the one day it was only 4 mil, and then the next day they dropped 45 on him.
Yeah, see, and he's a setup puppet. Cause how he just pop up out of nowhere with a goddamn news station. He got all type of camera crew. He going to this country, that country, this state. That shit costs money, man. Who's backing this? And then info came up. I seen a video today. Info came up that he's owned by Time Warner.
Dang.
So they propped him up to eventually demonize him. Right? So eventually they had him propped up because they knew they was going to demonize conspiracy theories.
So basically, like I said, he was just a scapegoat, basically. You know, for the prep us up. The main ones is gonna be us, which is the prophets of the Lord, man. So like I said, basically I said he was just a test subject to see what happened. Like I said, when the time comes, they said they're gonna come for us, man.
Yeah, because we're the real deal. We're really who they want to come for. That's why you got this weirdo with no flavor, Mr. No Flavor in your ear, vocab. This weirdo with a kufi every goddamn day. No type of flavor. Keep coming against us, nigga. You's a fucking weirdo. You set up to come against the prophets. That's why you keep trying to link us to conspiracy theories. Nigga, conspiracy just means people coming together to conspire a plan. Nigga, America was built off conspiracy. They conspired to come get our ass and put us in slavery. The hell are you talking about? This whole foundation of America was built off of conspiracy.
And he still conspired.
Yeah. And everything, and then you had the nerve. What this nigga said in that goddamn video that Herod was the last Edomite. See, when you come against the truth, you just start sounding like a goddamn idiot. Because the truth, you can know as many scriptures as possible. You can know all the history. But you come against the truth and you start saying outlandish shit.
Yeah, because if I may, in that video, he said the Edomites were destroyed numerous times. How are you destroyed more than one time? If you're destroyed, you're wiped away. He said the Edomites have been destroyed numerous times. That doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? And he basically just swinging at the air right now, yo. He's just trying to come up with anything. The scripture clearly said there's no end of all people. So hold up, how Edom? And then if you go into the biblical dictionaries, it says the end judgment of Edom, man. And we're not here yet, you know what I mean?
See, the scripture he used though is he's talking about during the Hasmonean dynasty.
The last of the Herodians, not the Edomites.
No. But you talking about something else. What he uses is during the time of when Antiochus Hellenizes, when you read in the book of the Apocrypha, you had Mattathias and the Maccabean brothers, they rose up and they started the Hasmonean dynasty. And that's when they started forcing Edomites. They actually was whooping Edomites' ass for a good period of time. They actually was enslaving Edomites and putting them to death. And was forcing them, nigga, you gonna go with our way, or we gonna put you to death. So he used that to say that happened during the Hasmonean dynasty, during John Hyrcanus and on the Maccabean brothers and all. But no, because the Edomites were still in power. That's why after that the Romans came. And even when you go into the Herodian dynasty, when you say Herod, well, what Herod are you talking about? Antipas? Antipater? Herod the Great? There's multiple Herods mentioned in the scriptures. So you gotta be specific. Which Herod was the last Herod? And let us know when, he was destroyed and how. Because the scriptures tell you how Esau is gonna be annihilated at the hand of Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. So where was Herod destroyed by Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom? That's what the book of Obadiah says. When did that happen? Because we went into slavery after that. The Romans came against us and we had to flee. And Northern Kingdom wasn't even in the land like that. So that's a fucking idiotic thing to say, man. But see, when you come against the truth, you sound like a fool. And only people that's unlearned believe shit like that. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Can we read the homework again?
Yeah, read that quote again.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 2:14. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? A young lion roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitants." Go back to Jeremiah 51.
That's another charity thing. You see the picture right there? It's in between. It's in between both of them. It's them and all.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Arsh, with your picture. I mean, Ayash.
It is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29. I start at verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. And that's your jinx out there, because you're staggering, not with strong drink, but the wine of Babylon the Great, like the brother was going into.
Yeah, you got the harlot riding the dragon, but what's in that harlot's hand? A cup. Right, the scriptures say the cup is filled with abominations. And as she's riding, the shit is just dropping, and everybody's consuming what's falling out the cup. Homosexuality, adultery, niggerism, black culture, rebellion, all that shit is in the cup. And she dropping it on all you people and you sucking it up. Okay, brother? Which goes into the serpent in the garden, right? Partaking of that wicked fruit, that wicked knowledge, right? Those wicked ideologies and beliefs that women can change their gender and men can change. That's wicked, man. Why do you have a hole and I have a penis? That's 1 + 1 = 2. Wickedness tries to complicate shit. It ain't complicated.
Just like the Edomite with Matt Walsh. Remember he was going to transgender with him? She said, what's the point? Matt said, he said, what's the point of having a sperm? And then she's talking about something, it's a constellation. Like, what are you talking about? It was just, like I said, like I said, that's how society's falling so low to the point. Like I said, you got to argue. I said, I guess a person with a sperm is, we already know what a sperm is. It's to what, fertilize the egg, to what, reproduce. Right now, it scripture says what, be fruitful, multiply.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got the alphabet community saying that, oh, men don't have it, or women got it too, to the point where they get pregnant. Like I said, I get
Verse 10. For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he
Yeah,
covered.
when somebody in a deep sleep, you can't wake them up. You definitely got to pummel their asses up. And then when you get finally to them up, they damn near fighting you. It's like you got a bad kid, you don't want to get up, you finally wake them up. Fighting you and shit to go back to sleep. That's jerk, man. So you just let the nigga alone, let the nigga go back to sleep. All right, cool, go back to sleep, man. It's on you.
That's what they showed in the Matrix. Remember with Cypher?
Yeah.
You want to be plugged in back into the Matrix.
Yeah.
I know this ain't a state, but it tastes like a state. me.
Yep. And they was plugged up while everything outside was crumbling. That was the first Matrix. Niggas invaded the shit. You got all this chaos going on. You don't even know because you want to be stuck in La La Land. Because you in that false reality, speaking to a smooth things. Meanwhile, shit is going hectic. They about to unplug you and kill you. You just, yeah. But see, that's what we trying to tell people. We can tell you the smooth things, right? But you gonna feel it hard when it happens. Or we can tell you harsh things and prepare you beforehand, so you have an upper hand and you'll be more set comfortably. And like, okay, well, I was letting know beforehand about this, so I ain't taking that guard like that. But you motherfuckers that just want to stay in La La Land to the day the judgment comes, then the judgment hits you, they're like, every line,
But again, that's what Scripture said. What did the Lord say? He shall what come as a thief in the night, man.
Yeah.
That's deep, brother, what you just said. You know, they're gonna unplug you before they kill you. You know, and then you're gonna be caught off guard.
Because that's the Lord pulling the plug.
Okay.
The Lord wants you to feel that uncomfortableness. He wants you to see what's going on around you. So actually, it's the Lord that's gonna pull the plug. He ain't gonna allow you niggas to have a comfortable death. That's why even with the C-19 shit, even though that was light work, what the Lord finna do, that ain't shit. But that even was bugging y'all low. Because the Lord allowed y'all to sit your ass down for a little bit. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to the bar. I can't go to happy hour. What the fuck? So nigga hurry up, put a mask on and put some shit in him. Fuck it, they ain't gonna get back to the club.
Against your will too. I find it funny. Somebody said, you know, like I said, my body, my choice. But so then, what you gotta say when the government forced you to take, like I said, the Vaseline against your will? You took it for your job. So you know what I mean? So that's contradictory in itself, man. But again, like I said, with this thing going on, Lord willing, like I said, it might amp up, man. You know, like you said before, it's a state of emergency, man. But like I said, you know what I mean? Like we did a video a few days ago, man. We were saying, like I said, that's just a smallest of things of what's to come, man. You know, we got it.
Yeah, you had that one military chick said, you know, they made her take it. So now she's fighting. Like, it's too late. You might as well salute and put them boots on. You gonna fight after you took it. Yeah, man, they took it. And now I'm suing them. Just put them boots on and get ready to go to war.
As a matter of fact, bro, everyone who got out of the military because they didn't take it, they're now calling them back. There's a lot of that going on.
Sure.
Yeah, because like I said, brother, correct me if I'm wrong. I think, like I said, I think that you signed a contract because, like I said, you signing your basically you signing your soul to the government. Basically, you sign in. Like I said, that's why he's always these contracts. Like I said, you better make sure that you read them before you sign it. You know what I mean? You're giving your life away for the military. So you got to do what the military says, or like I said, it's gonna be consequences.
That's why they have a term called going AWOL. You trying to leave. Let's say you got stationed out in Afghanistan or some shit. You try to just leave and shit. Fuck them. They said that nigga went AWOL. When we found him, he get prison. He going to prison.
Absent without leave.
Yeah, that's how they go. Because they own you. You sign that contract. Yep. Even with a draft, like if they draft you, nigga, they own you.
Yeah.
And if you say that if they draft you, say I ain't going, nigga, prison time. Because we picked you. So that shows you niggas ain't free. They can just have a random draft and draft your black ass. And you ain't got no say. And you gonna put them boots on and go, because a lot of you, majority of you scared of death. So y'all just gonna go. And a lot of you talk a lot of hot shit, but when death is at your front door, you fear it. Because you don't fear the Lord. Oh, my life is so precious. My life. A lot of y'all fucking through. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
Yeah, they can't get it. But the Lord has broken the seals when you read the book of Revelation. But who's able to understand that seal? Did he break it for everybody? No, he broke it for the elect. Scriptures tell you who's going to stand on Mount Zion with him, the 144. Not the whole nation. Those were the seals were revealed unto. The 144,000. Get this correct understanding. All right? But to the others, it's sealed unto them. They can't crack the code. That's why this book is filled with other parables, man. Even if you read the one basic scripture that sounds basic, you really don't understand it. It's way deeper than what you think on the outside, man. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
which men deliver.
It shows you the Lord didn't like it. He said, look, they was saying, he said, like, Lord, why you speaking to us like that? Speak regular.
Yeah, right.
He said, shut up. He's giving it y'all, he ain't giving it them. That's what I'm talking like. You know? And they was like, oh, shit, right?
God. Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
That's word. That's right. He a learned, but that's a learned man. He's a learned man. You give it to him. And he can't get sealed. He can't get. So it don't matter how much you know. If you wasn't blessed with the gift of understanding, which that gift can be taken away, because if you don't utilize, that's another thing. If you're not utilizing the gift that the Lord gave you to your best of your ability, and you know what you're capable of doing. If you're not utilizing that gift, it's only a matter of time. You see what's happening, guys, in this thing. 15 years, 16 years. It's only a matter of time for the Lord to take that gift away and hand it to somebody else. Because he don't need, what does the Lord say about lukewarm brothers? He gonna spit you out of his mouth. Either you gonna be hot or you gonna be cold. If you ain't hot, what are you?
Spit. And gonna spew you out his mouth.
There you go. The Lord only accepted one thing. Hot. So if you know you ain't hot, you need to look in that mirror and say, I need to get hot for the Lord to spew me out. And it's that simple. Go ahead.
Wherefore Yahweh Shem Yahushua saith, for as much as his people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips to honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and the fear towards me.
Yeah, what is that heart talking about? Your mind. Because Jake say a lot of shit, but what they thinking, man? What is they really thinking? Jake talk hot shit, but what you really thinking? You know? That's why the Lord said he searches the minds of men. He know what the hell you thinking, man. He know your thoughts. He know what's really occupying your mind. You know, and that's why you can't be emotional when somebody get judged. Because you don't know what they fuck. You don't know this person. The Lord knows his creation. How the hell you gonna tell the Lord he's doing wrong when he created this individual? He sees this individual when they shit, when they fucking. He knows them at their lowest points. He knows them at their highest points. He knows every little thought that goes through your mind. And you don't know a goddamn thing of what this person showed you on the outside. And you telling the Lord you're wrong. Get the hell out of here, man. That's why the scripture said, look, just work out your own salvation. Do what the fuck you supposed to be doing. Don't be out here trying to save every goddamn body, man. Oh, man, this person got love everybody. It's emotional bullshit, man. That's why the Lord don't deal with emotions. He deal with what is. He tell you to do something, you do it. You don't. It's only a matter of time before he judge you. That's how it go. Be the Most High. Just be glad you're not an Edomite. Just be glad you didn't wake up a Moabite, man. You can't get mad at it. That's how the Lord created it. He's the creator. Man, that ain't right. Look, the Lord did it, man. That's what it is. Why Edomites the way they are? He created them to be like that.
Can I get it?
They like to hunt and hold the fucking deer up. And hold the bear up. Hold that pose with the fucking rhino. Why did he put that in their spirit? We don't know, but we don't like doing that shit.
I got it right here.
Okay.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse, I'm going to start from verse 18. You get to the point. Therefore, have the Most High mercy on whom we have mercy, and whom he hardeneth. Thou wilt thou say then unto me, why do ye yet find fault for who have resisted his will? Oh, nay, but oh man, who art thou that replies against the Most High?
There's so much we don't understand, bro. Like, there's so much about the inner workings of life. Can't wait for the kingdom, man. All that shit. But there's so much we don't understand about life and creation. You know what I'm saying? We're just now learning about our purpose while we were created. And how can we rebel against our creator? How can we tell him how things should be? We don't even know shit. You a baby all over again. You growing up again, man. And you coming against the creator of the galaxies, the firmament, the air that you don't see. You know what I'm saying? Your molecules, your system. The person that gave you a different fingerprint than everybody else. You can't conceive this type of shit. You just need to say, hey, I'm an Israelite. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's as far as you should go. I'm an Israelite. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Man, it be like this fucked up, this wrong, this race, this separatism, this. The Lord is a separatist. The Lord is a racist. Y'all not read the scriptures? Y'all have, but without understanding.
Yeah.
All throughout the scriptures, the Lord is a separatist. Be ye separate from them. Be ye separate from them. Separate yourself from them. Don't deal with me, motherfuckers over there.
Yeah.
The Lord even said if you come, the Lord Yahweh himself said if you try to correct the brother, he don't want to listen, bring 2 or 3 witnesses. If you don't want to listen to them, after you're done talking to him, cast him away as a Gentile.
Yeah.
That's separatism.
Yeah.
He said treat your own Israelite brother. If you don't want to hear you, treat him like a heathen. Break that down, vocab. That's separatism. So how can you argue against the Creator if you just got to accept what it is? And what we decided to do was take our emotions out of it. Because in the world, we wasn't worried about no fucking Edomites. I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, they white people. Fucking, I'm worried about me. You didn't give a fuck about what Jake was doing. Shit, you was with him doing the shit. Smoking weed and going to parties and going White House shit, wild and getting into fights. Dumb shit. Looking for trouble to get into. You wasn't worried about, rulership and the earth getting in the race. You know what I'm saying? But when you heard the truth, you was like, damn. You decided, fuck my emotions. Because at first it does sound like harsh. Like you start hearing, damn, them niggas gotta go to slavery. Damn. I'm speaking from when you first hear it. Once you've been there for a while, that shit ain't. When you first, you're like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, rape? Damn. The nigga don't die if he rape an unmature kid. Damn. But when you take the emotions out and you just accept it, it's the way the Lord wanted it. I'm gonna just accept it. Because I ain't shit. Who am I?
Actually, actually, that started to make sense about why, like I said, why the Lord doing that for, man. And then you see your own twice, like, yeah, somebody take, like I said, someone that you love and somebody commit adultery with another woman, doesn't that make you angry? And then again, and now you see why the Lord took away from, like I said, now you see why when we mess with these other idols, like I said, the Lord was basically done away with us. Like, damn, now I know how it feels.
And
It's not to make
we had this heathen woman, she did a study about how men's minds, when they look at women that ain't dressed modestly, it's something in the brain that blocks, and they start looking at women as an object instead of women.
And that's true.
And they start objectifying.
Yeah.
And they did a scientific study on it. Then they said when they look at women as a dressed modestly, they look at them as not an object, as an actual person. And then what has Esau done with society? Nudity.
Yeah, sexuality.
Barely, high sexuality. So men look at women as sex objects, something to use. That's wrong as hell.
And you know what?
I'm just getting boxed and
that's it.
box. And you just look at them as just, you know what I'm saying? Then when you get in a relationship with it, your way going into the relationship was wrong because it was based off just lust. No order came with it. And you don't want to strive for order. So when shit start going, you start learning about this woman, you're like, damn, I don't like her. I don't like what she does.
Yeah.
We don't get along.
Yeah.
By that time, shit, you probably got babies by her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All type of hell done broke loose.
Yeah.
But how did you grow up in a society? Breasts, ass, and titties. Damn, what that throat did. That's why the Lord said, look, keep your daughters in the house. They go out, make sure they covered up, head and toe. Because obviously he built us to desire women. He knew he could put something in men to desire women. And we desire women, we're hunters. We see a woman, you see a man, see a good woman, he automatically, you see Jake all the time on the work site. Yeah, it's called building the house and the woman walk, he like, got the sweat towel, drink, oh shit, look at that one there. That's nature. But they're not looking at her with respect because her shit is all out. They're like, damn, I want to hit that. That's the first thought. I want to hit that.
Yeah.
Let me hit that. Come on, man.
If I may, if you go on TikTok and you watch these videos of these women asking men, where all the good men at? And then you scroll through their bio and they got their ass showing. They got on tight shit, skimpy shit, at the gym, all types of mad shit.
TikTok.
Yeah.
That shit out of control. That shit out of control now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And then you sit back and you tell them, look at you. Men don't want that. Men don't respect that. You like what the fuck is going into. Men would rather prefer modest and shameless women. You know what I'm saying? And when you tell women this, nah, that ain't true, you wrong. But a week later, you know, they'll go around and they mess with Ray Ray and wonder why Ray Ray don't want it.
Yeah. And the key thing the woman said too, she was like, women do this because it gives them power
That's true.
over the man. They're using the man's weakness, but they realize that it's the wrong power that they wanted because now you're just being used as an object. So you have power over him, but he only desires you for one thing.
True.
That's the role. You don't want that type of power.
You scratching your head wondering why you can't get a good man.
Yeah.
I mean, there are no good men,
Yeah.
but you can't even find a decent
At
man.
least there's some type of moral standard,
Yeah.
moral code.
But again, let's call it spade a spade. Like I said, these women had opportunities where, like I said, men actually came up to them. You know, like I said, at least one eventually, man. But like I said, it was boring and this and that. And like you said, it was raised up to like this type of dude, man. You know what I mean? They want the fun excitement while they're young. Because like I said, especially when you're young and beautiful, like I say, like I said, you have what the pick of the litter until you hit that as they would call the wall, so to speak. You know what I mean? Then your options start becoming less and less. Like I said, you know, there's a video. Like I said, we all know when it's 6 apart, Roxy, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I mean? You're beautiful, young. Like everybody hit it, but then when she got home, she started hitting the wall. You know what I mean? To the point she said that she don't care if you're ugly or not. You know what I mean? She just wants somebody to love her. You know what I mean? It's that wall, and that's why, you know what I mean, as they say, what, men age like wine, because no matter how ugly the man is, like I said, as long as his bread and butter, you know what I mean, as long as he has some type of resources, you know what I mean, he always wins, and that's what the Lord chose the man.
And guess what? He can, no matter how old he get, he can put kids in. Get in, if he's super old, you got the concoction. You got the herbal concoction for him.
Yeah.
All he needs is a little bit of that watermelon pomegranate juice. Mix that shit together with some cayenne pepper. What? And that drug will be boom. That blood, you get enough blood down there.
What?
You get enough blood down there, you'll be able to put a baby at 80 years old. But you, your shit drying up at 50.
Eggs
Late
gone.
40s, you have menopause.
Eggs
Through.
gone,
You know? Go
yeah.
ahead,
Talking
bro.
about something, oh, she want a husband and she want 2 kids. Like, no, it's too late for that.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why, like I said, the older woman, they need to tell the young woman, man, you know, but some of them don't want to tell them. And some of them are so jealous to the point that, hey, do what you want to do, to the point where they'll get jealous of the young woman. Yeah. You got it.
Go ahead, bro.
But have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men.
There you go. So they don't fear the Lord because the precepts they've been taught is Christianity. Jesus died for my sins so I can disobey the Most High. That's what you're saying. That's total disrespect. The Most High gave me laws, but I can disrespect them now because he sent his son down to die for me. Listen, you know what I'm saying? They don't fear the Lord. Man, people don't fear at all anymore. And once you need fear, your woman's supposed to fear you. Not only respect you, she's supposed to fear you. When she's not around you, she's supposed to say, okay, I shouldn't do that because my husband, he don't like that. He might beat my ass. You know? Scripture says, spare not the rod. The Lord beat on his woman. You know, children too. Your child goes away from you and steals stuff from your child. They go out in the world, the child get in a situation like, damn, I can't do this, guys. My father don't approve of this. Damn, I beat my ass. You know? He gonna correct me, he gonna rebuke me harshly. He may take away certain things from me. Nah, I don't want to get punishment. Fuck that. Y'all going there without me. Or your wife will tell her friends, nah, y'all don't want a girls trip without me. I'm good. Because they hear that fear. Fear has been taken out of the earth. People rebel against the Most High, there's no fear there. Because you're not being judged right then and there. So everybody just do what the fuck they want to do. Women be harlots, men just be rebellious men. You know? There's no fear there. But once judgment kicks in, then everybody going, you know? Help me, love me, Lord. Fuck you. Go ahead, bro.
Book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator? Blessed forever. Who is blessed forever?
Everybody want reverence and respect, worshiping the creature instead of the Creator. Nobody's reverencing and respecting the Lord, though. You don't respect me by any means necessary. You know, one thing for sure, two things for certain. You cross that line, nigga, we gonna get it poppin'. I'm such and such, whoop-de whoop-de whoop. Everybody whoop-de whoop-de somebody. But all of y'all is nobodies, man. And Esau really finna show y'all ain't nobody, because he finna take control over all y'all lives. Which he already got control over anyways. Y'all can only eat and do what he allowed you to do. But he really about to crack down now. We gonna see who's who in that day. I'm such and such. Somebody come right here. Let. He finna come round. Niggas gonna be in FEMA camps like the Moabites over there. And them quarantine camps through. Niggas gonna be out of here, man. He gonna take your food away. He about to take your water away. He just said over there and out on the West Coast, they about to have blackouts. That's gonna show. They're gonna have water shortages. But you whoop de whoop. All you niggas on them corners and them blocks, whoop de whoop. Handle that. Get that water for your crew. Get that light for your crew. How do you do it? Be that dude. Yeah, all right. Because ultimately it's the Lord wielding his sword. He is the Lord's sword. So it's the Lord knocking at your door, pulling everybody's cards. Worshiping the creature instead of the creator, instead of being humble. The Lord hates a proud look. Everybody's proud. Respect me. No humility. Go ahead, brother.
I got one more.
And that's why you have to be taught again as a child, man. Because you don't learn that stuff in the world. So all that shit that you learn in the world, that bullshit, it has to be broken off you. You have to be taught the right way, how a man is supposed to be. Go ahead, brother. Man ain't supposed to be hasty, angry all the goddamn time, and out of order, all out of control, and filled with lust. Man is supposed to be circumspect, humble, confident, know how to control himself, know his purpose and focus on that. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 29, last verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
Yeah, even the situations that we're in, hey, we deserve it. Living conditions, whatever the hell we going through, we deserve it. You know? So you just suck it up and you go through it. And then when you come to some understanding, you realize, hey, this is just a point in time where I'm living, a different age. I've been here before. The Lord wanted me to live like this during this time, and go through it. You know? You can't do nothing else any goddamn way but go to the dark side and find a way out of it. Sell your soul, rob a nigga. You know? And that's what Jake do, because we all suffer. You come into the truth, you suffer, but you feeling a little more because you're living righteous, and he's trying to. Jake on the wicked side, they going through bullshit too. They under the curses, but they found loopholes in that shit. You know? Cool, brother.
Can I finish this off right now?
Oh, there's more on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it says, what? Well, nay, but old man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? You know, and like you were saying earlier, you know, like I said, the Lord created you for a reason. Like, you can't get mad, man. You just got to deal with it. I mean, like I said, you be like it, not be your Israelite, you know. And it says, verse 21.
Yeah, you gotta, especially if you're in this truth, it's another day to overcome. That's how you live. Every day that you get, you should be looking at it as another day to be better servant for the Lord. You know? Jake don't even be thankful for the next day they got. They're just ready to do some more nigga shit. How about look at it as day, oh shit, I can be better this day. Lord bless me another shit. Let me do better than what the fuck I did yesterday. Shit, I knew I was fucking, you know, not on my shit.
Yeah. As somebody always say, time is precious, man.
Yeah, time is everything. Hey, we was in. Brothers are saying that's the Lord's currency in a way, time. Because he can add on to it and he can take it away. You know? Time, the Lord give you time. That's the thing. And you see time speeding up. They said the fastest day on record has been recorded. Now the scientists are acknowledging it. It's been going on for brothers in the truth. We've been feeling it. Because we occupied in the pumps. And even people in the world, I was looking at the comments. And it's like, yeah, man, I knew I wasn't tripping, dog. Days feel like they speed up. You know, these niggas.
Yeah,
now they want to acknowledge it.
Yeah,
man, this shit crazy. Yeah, nigga.
It took
Lord,
you
take
a
the
long
time up, man.
Yeah.
That means it's less time for you to get your act together, nigga.
For the elect's sake. That's right.
Monday, then it's Saturday.
Yeah, kind.
Lord, like, yeah, they hear this shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck these niggas.
Yeah.
See, the Lord don't lie, bro.
Yeah,
He
God.
say,
God,
see, we be
God.
wanting to rush the Lord, man. But the Lord is going everything is already been pre-planned. We have a book that's already been written. The Lord said, I'm going to show the days when you make sense. What's happening? It happens how you wanted to play out. And the earth starts, I ain't Lord. The earth starts spinning like a motherfucker, man.
Look, yeah, kind. The Lord merging time with ours, man, a little bit, man. You know?
Explain that, E. The Big Bang. How the earth just starts spinning faster now?
Yeah, right.
Why it ain't spinning out of control?
Uh-huh.
This nigga, man. Go ahead, man.
I think last couple of
The
verses.
Lord said the earth is his footstool, man. It's a little toy you had, a little dreidel. The Lord just did that with the earth. He said, a little faster.
Yeah, kind.
Get that a little faster. You know? Think about it. If he wanted to, we can have my ass fucking
Fly low.
through. Have my ass floating in outer space. Go ahead.
Again, like I said, the Lord controls time. Like I said, we could be out here tomorrow if the Lord wanted to. Like I said, try
If
to
he wanted
make
to.
everything so fast. Like I said, we don't know the Lord's true power, man.
Yeah.
From what we know from the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're dealing with an all power that created the universe.
The only thing
universe
is,
within
he said those prophecies. So those prophecies have to happen. He said this is gonna happen, so that's gonna happen. So the mark of the beast. You keep talking about you had this shit China threatening because of what this bitch Pelosi with it. Look,
Yeah.
man, there ain't no World War III. We ain't no World War III yet. We waiting on the MOTB. That's the next major prophecy. Until then, it's instituted.
Yeah.
Don't worry about World War III.
Yeah.
There's certain prophecies that have to take place first in the Lord's divine order. And plus World War III is going to take place over there in the Middle East.
That's
Not over there in no damn China. China been talking hot shit for how many years?
Come over here, we gonna die.
Niggas ain't doing shit. Y'all waiting for Russia.
Hey, you know what, man? I still remember when these Christians said a decade ago, they were talking about how China was gonna invade America. Remember that with the Red Ribbon Army? And he says, "Oh, I had a dream." You know, Edomites had a dream, or a vision. Saying, they should come in with red ants, and they try to equate that with the scriptures. I was laughing at that.
All these other nations, they waiting on Big Brother Russia. Once Russia hit that button, everybody else gonna get that button. Till then, we focus on this MOTB, Jacob's trouble, man.
That's right.
These plagues, y'all finna feel these plagues first.
God.
Jacob, you got niggas, oh shit, World War III. Shit, China. Nigga don't know shit. Nah, nigga, you gotta go through Jacob's trouble, man. You gotta go through some hard shit, brother.
I'm still waiting on the Christians for that rapture coming, man.
They gonna be waiting a long time.
Now they talking about another plague up in New York. I get it.
Polio.
Yeah, polio.
In New York.
Yeah.
You know, polio, that take people out.
And let me finish this off. And it says, what if the Most High, willing to show his wrath to make his power known, endure with much suffering the vessels of wrath for destruction?
Yeah, to us it's a long time. But to him, it ain't been that long. If a day to the Lord is in 1,000 years, we've been in America for over a little over 400 years, 500 years. It ain't been a day. It's been almost a half a day to the Lord. And we gotta be delivered. That's mercy. That's
Yeah,
mercy.
Yahushua time was 2,000 years ago, so that's what 2 days.
Yeah, we on the third day. So, the Lord loves his people. And he could have left us here for 1,000 years. We could have still been together.
We probably have like robots by that time, man. Just like Futurama.
We could have kept being reincarnated in plantation slavery, man. Jake it was a period where the slavery eased up, man.
That's true.
And Jake started disco dancing and fucking kicking their shit. Jake had time to be free. Shucking and jiving. Lord could have left us on a plantation. Go ahead,
Verse 35, and it says, the violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babylon.
Read it again, read it loud.
Verse 35 in Jeremiah 51, and it says, the violence done to me and to my flesh be done upon Babylon.
Yeah, so the violence that happened to us, let that be done unto Babylon. So that's, in a way, this is kind of a prayer in the book of Jeremiah. Let what happened to us happen unto Babylon. Yes, we want the economy to fucking crash. Yes, we want this place to fucking crumble to its feet. Let everything that happened to us happen to them. It is, we can't cry about 400 plus years of free labor, but the niggas hit their towers and they go to start a whole war. They start raping and pillaging a whole nation of people. Them kids and women over there had nothing to do with the towers being hit. So we use your logic. You know what I'm saying? They tell you, I didn't enslave you. With them Afghanistan, all the Afghanistan things run those goddamn planes with you. It was a couple of niggas. And them niggas died in the plane, so y'all should let bygones be bygones by y'all logic. Now y'all saw the whole goddamn war that lasted over decades.
Come, bro, all those drone attacks.
Yeah, they raped them, and the horror stories of the military down there raping the women, raping the boys. Just, torturing those people. You know how you get down.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
All over some towers being hit. But we tell you, y'all gotta pay for what y'all did to us. And then, they're wicked. It shows you a goddamn hypocrite, man. A liar. A devil.
They got T-shirts that say "Never Forget."
Yeah,
yeah, that
tower.
part.
They made a franchise out of that shit.
Yeah. That's
Never
all right.
forget.
You
Never
devils are so
surrender.
hypocritical, man. I mean, this will make you mad.
Yeah. Nigga, you gonna pay, nigga. Like that nigga Riley said, nigga, you gonna pay what you owe, nigga.
Yeah,
I'm reading one more time. Verse 35 in Jeremiah 51, it says, the violence done to me and to my flesh be done upon Babylon, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Chaldea shall Jerusalem say. Therefore, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea.
You want to say he gonna plead our cause. Right? Now, a lot of the prophecies that's put on ancient Babylon can apply to the daughter of Babylon. Where does the Lord say he gonna plead our cause at? In the book of Joel. He gonna plead our cause with these other nations. What is he going to say? He said, do what?
And I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry, and Babylon shall become heat and dwelling places for dragons, and astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant.
So is that talking about ancient Babylon? Is that talking about this Babylon? So it's applied to both, you know? But mainly the daughter of Babylon, you know? Because this place ain't never gonna be inhabited ever again. You go to Iraq today, Iraq is being inhabited. So that lets us know this is talking about America now. Because Iraq is ancient Babylon. That area, that landmass there. Go ahead.
Verse 38, thou shalt roar together like lions, they shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat I will make their feast, and I will make them drunken, that they may rejoice and sleep in partial sleep, and not wake, saith Yahweh.
You don't make them words.
Yeah,
You see that name too, right? So somebody was already holding it.
I got you. Start at the top.
Yeah, it's started.
This Nahum 3:1, it says, woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not.
It's full of lies and robbery. That's the fruits of America. Everything you got, they meant the whole earth. All these nations, you see how they live in society. You know, because I was doing a study on New Zealand and Iceland and Greenland and Denmark. I was doing a study on these. I'm like, yo, these places, the way they built those cities is fucking amazing. You look at them, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, and I'm looking at some of the North Koreans and shit, and people are like, yeah, it's very expensive to live there. And you just see nothing but greenery and just beautiful. They got some of the best houses and palaces and hotels, transportation. Like, what the fuck? You know? How was you able to get that shit? Y'all brought your ass from Europe, right? You got rich off of our labor, and you went back to Europe, and you built all that shit, man.
Yeah.
That's why all those European countries are in the state that they're in now. Go ahead, bro. And it wasn't just Southern Kingdom, because you know what the Spaniards did, all right, with Northern Kingdom. You know what the French did, all right? some of Southern came. You know what the Amish did when some of Southern came? All you motherfuckers gotta pay me. Because the way the world runs today, you got rich off the wealth. You got your riches and your wealth off of our labor. Free labor. The gold rush. Everybody come to America, get gold, free gold. Go ahead, man.
Verse 2 in Nahum 3, it says, the noise of the whip, and the noise of rattling of wheels, and the prancing horse, and of the prancing horses.
Yeah, Vocare, who got the whip, Vocare? It's a noise of a whip. Who got the whip, Vocare? Who had the whip? Because he acknowledged our slavery. He still shows the devil. Well, you know, the translating slave trade was something big, but I don't know why it happened. But that isn't Deuteronomy. Like, nigga, shut up. That's the biggest slavery of history, of mankind. There's no slavery in history that even comes close to comparison. That's right. Being stalked on slave ships, like fucking, just not even animals. Not even animals get put on ships like that. Shitting and pissing on each other, getting raped down the whole trip. Some of us getting thrown off, some of us jumping off. Then we finally get here, we bugged out, like, where the fuck are we? You digging your hand up our ass and on our balls and through our mouth, just checking us and shit, seeing if we got any diseases. Then you putting our naked ass up for auctioning box. Then you shipping some of us to Mississippi, some of us to South Carolina, Alabama, shipping us all over this goddamn country, separating mothers and daughters and sons and fathers. It is your family, everybody got shit different. So you on a plantation with a whole bunch of different people. Say you was a daughter, right? Then you come of a little age, he make you fuck one of these men to breathe. Then he start making you fuck him. Cause he drunk and he horny at night. Then they force feeding you slop, knocking out your teeth. Then you gotta wake up bright early, 5 a.m., go pick that cotton in that hot ass sun all day till night. And you better hope they don't call you out to get raped some more. Just nothing but torture and horrendous slavery, man. There's nothing in history that compares what the hell we went through, nigga. And even then after that, we had to go through Jim Crow. Nigga, you better not walk on the wrong road. Get your ass lynched and set on fire by these maniacs.
Downtown.
Look at Emmett Till. Nigga was sleeping in his bed.
They found that old lady.
They drug him out. They drug him out his house. And nobody knows what happened in that shed. People, you know, they have a little story. Nobody knows what happened for sure. That nigga was in there getting tortured, man. In that shed, man. The way his face looked. They was in that shed torturing him. And they tied him to the truck, back in the truck, dragging him. You know what I'm saying? And this is after plantation slavery. This is not one case. Emmett Till's father got killed over there in Europe, lynched, because they said he raped a white woman. That's his fault.
It's a lot. Because of all the things you're saying, we gotta be them people. Because look, because of that, we can't trace back our lineage. We the only people, Jake, that can't trace back it. You know, you might have a Northern King say, well, I'm Puerto Rican. All right, but what after that? You can't trace your people back. All these other nations go back years after years and years to realize who their people are. So that proves who we are. We got, like the brother said, we got shipped all over the place. You know, got thrown on ships, got shipped out here all over the place. You know, so you got some people that's in, you know, because our people got shipped to the UK, to the islands. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who they truly are. So now they calling themselves Jamaican, calling themselves Trinidad. They have no idea who they truly are. You know. But what other nationality goes through them? You know?
They can trace their nationality back so far that they know it's a lie.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's nothing. They can create their shit. You know what I mean?
And like I said, just to back up, it's not a coincidence why, like I said, the Edomites, it's not a coincidence why the Edomites, they can trace back into what? Their quote-unquote Caucasus Mountains, man. You know, right. Them going back, right? What they call them, Neanderthals or whatever they want to call it. Yeah, you know, man. I mean, that's how they trace back their lineage. What? 3% monkey. They got monkey lips, you know, and stuff like that. You know.
See, they can trace their lineage back to the land of Edom.
That's right. Yep.
They can go that far.
They know.
So we fit Deuteronomy. We come out of Jim Crow, then we get shot down in the street. You give us BET and Kool-Aid, crack,
It's just not a coincidence
the
why.
barbershop.
Yeah, kind of.
The fucking barbershop. We ain't come up with slave shit with no goddamn bar. Where the fuck a barbershop come from? But Jake wanted to look presentable for E. Because the barbershops first started with them permanent shit. They would go to the barbershop and put that relaxing in here. Shit hot than a motherfucker. Just to have that straight hair. And then the barbershop became lining your shit up like a kangaroo. So who fits Deuteronomy, bro? You gonna tell me that happened in the book of Josephus? Shut up, man.
It's not a coincidence, man. Again, we're the most hated nation throughout the whole planet Earth, man. Come on, man. It's the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans that don't have anything, but these other nations, they got their own banks, they got their own institution, they got their own system, they got their own religion.
They got their own law, they got their own land, they got their own society.
And then if Jake do get they so-called smart stuff to create their own shit, what happens? It gets toned down. Because it ain't just one black wall. There's plenty of black Wall Streets. Jake try to build some shit. You know what I mean? But what? We never, because right now what's being taught? Oh, you need to own something. You need to own something. How are we going to own something and he going to let us take it from them? It don't make sense. You can't take something that is not, they own it. They're not going to let you have it.
Matter of fact, get some of them curses. Because we fit them curses, man. Even when you talk about us being delivered out of the next Egypt. Because let's say that Egypt, you read it in Josephus, right? We're talking about a physical Egypt. Let's say that you were right. The scripture says when we're taking out the second Egypt, it should be done with more miracles, way better miracles than the first Egypt. The first Egypt, we left, sea was parting, magnificent miracles and plagues. But it said it should no more be said that they was delivered out of the land of Egypt, but that it should be said they should be delivered out of the land of the north. So you got to show us recorded history where more miracles happen us being delivered out of that place.
The one you was just talking about, brother. This is Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them.
Yeah, I just mentioned it. It's being sold all over the goddamn place, man.
Slavery movement, man. Like I said, they show you. Come on, I'm a stab.
And that's wicked. How you gonna separate a family like that, man? Your father going to Georgia, your mother going to fucking New York, your daughter going to fucking California, wherever the fuck they wanted to ship you. You don't know what the hell happened. You couldn't speak English. You was mumbling jumbo. Some of you was still speaking the Hebrew, broken Hebrew, but they looked at you as illiterate. Motherfucker, of course we don't know how to speak English. We don't from word, bitch. That's your language. That's your bastard tongue. But they demonized it, made us look, hey, they retarded. NASA. Yes. We're gonna see you learn Hebrew in the kingdom. Nigga, you gonna be, you going back to cavemen, man. They grunting, that's how the Lord brings you. The Lord will bring you so low you can't even speak real words. This is this nigga that's in the top office buildings with a suit on can call the high class prostitutes. And at any moment he wants, he got a fucking Bentley, Maybach, bulletproof SUV. This nigga used to be in the Harry. That's the power of God. You watch what's that caveman movie? It's an old movie.
Casino Man.
It's another one. But they in the shit. These niggas got fucking sticks. And they fight, they war with each other though in the woods. When a nigga made a goddamn art shit, he's like, and he's shooting. I'm like, but that's how it was. Them niggas like warring against each other. Then they came back to the powers in Europe. Then they start warring against each other in Europe. Britain, France, Spain, all these niggas. Even today.
Yeah.
The toes, they don't get along.
Yeah.
That's all you do is war against each other. And you came here and brought your fucking war. Yeah. We want to be separate from Great Britain. American Revolution, fight! Now America this landmass that was once peaceful on the Gad turned to gun smoke, gunpowder everywhere. Boom, boom, cannons and shit. Boom, boom. The earth like, what the fuck going on? These niggas is wild. Boom, Dude, you watch that movie Patriot?
Stuff in their
Yeah.
biscuits and shit. You know, Gad was looking like, what the fuck is that?
You watch that
Boom,
movie
boom,
with
shit.
what's that movie with Mel Gibson? The Patriot.
Yeah.
Show you how they was warring over here. A land that was just, peaceful, quiet. Gad, Gad had their little things they was doing. Over there in
Braveheart.
Mexico.
I'm brave.
No, Patriot. It's Patriot. But they was over here with Braveheart was more like ancient. But yeah, they straight brought guns over here and war. Wherever you go, you bring death. And that fits me. He should live by the sword. That's how you live, nigga, by the sword. Gad wasn't living by the sword. We wasn't living by the sword. We was still going off, but we wasn't living by the sword. You conquer by the sword, man. You conquer by with your forked tongue.
Hey, wow. Can you teach me how to do this? Wow.
Nigga, he docile and shit. Then they make this nigga a chief of the village. Cause Gad's simple. And you Gad's gotta be fucking destroyed. Cause I seen a video, they putting a goddamn chief shit on the Pope. Gad. They putting the chief war hat on the Pope. Right now.
Wow.
That's the same shit y'all did. Y'all ain't learned shit yet.
They showed you that with Pirates of the Caribbean with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He became the chief of the tribe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Esau Marxus in all his movies. It's an old Disney movie. It's called when they're searching for the Aztecs for Mayans. What's that Disney movie?
Oh, you talking about, no, that's not Disney. It's Walt Disney. It's called the El Dorado.
El Dorado.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
El
El
Dorado.
Dorado. That's a good movie.
They went to South America searching for the lost gold land of Northern Kingdom. And they find it. And they got our woman, the main character. She got melanin. They got her with her legs. And she all promiscuous. And she start fucking with E in them. This is a Disney movie. Watch Elder as a kid. I seen it as a kid. But the other day I went back. I said, hey, look at this shit. Because I was doing some research on Gad. So look at this El Dorado shit again. What the fuck? You watch as a kid, you was like, oh shit. But now you got knowledge, this nigga was mocking her. And she fucking with Esau, kissing him in the movie. He taking advantage of the gold city. And then
treat him as a god.
Then
Yeah,
they prop him up as a god in the movie. And they got him, they carrying this nigga. And they famous.
And then
They told the whole truth in a goddamn Disney movie, man.
Yeah, and then he kind of found out. Remember, he was playing the games, and then he bleeded, and then like I said, the one that was quick, he was actually right, because he said they're not gods because they was bleeding, and then he tried to expose them.
Yep. So they're not gods.
Yeah, they probably off his ass too.
That stuff really with a lot of Disney movies. A lot of them old Disney movies. You got to go back and look at those movies because Esau put a lot of truth in cartoons. Not even just Disney movies, cartoons. Period. He puts a lot of truth in cartoons because he knows you niggas ain't gonna watch that if he catch you. You ain't gonna take it seriously. He puts a lot of. Hey, what's that show? It's a couple cartoons. He done put the Paleo Hebrew in cartoons. The Simpsons. That shit that's on Netflix. What's the
Even in Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. What's the Indiana Jones?
Yeah, right. Like we had the stuff on the ground with the name, right?
Yeah. He's a goddamn dude, man. And who owns Hollywood? So it's the vocab, the people you saying that's the people that fit the purpose. They own fucking Hollywood, fucking demon. So like the brother just brought up, that curse us being sold, we fit that. Now show us where them people got sold at. Show us in Germany, right during the hollow what you know what. And you got to be careful to speak about the room pay $45 million. Show us in Germany where they was being sold on auction books. And you got to be specific because in Joel 3 cuts all that. Because it names the culprits. The Grecians, the Palestinians, the Hamlet. Show us where that happened. This nigga low level, man. We hate you. I was meditating on that day too. We hate you, man. With a good hatred. A righteous hate, we hate you. You don't cause us to lose sleep like we cause you to lose sleep, but we just want to let you know that we do hate you. You know? Nigga make all these goddamn videos. How to spot an Israelite. Nigga, that's racist. That's racist. That's stereotype.
That's what they said does, but instead of saying that, he uses code words, man. That's how he does. Same thing going to war on drugs. What do you call it? So much for criminals, thugs. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. That's how he uses tactics, especially today. You said how to spot an Israelite. You know, or the quote unquote black people or Israelite. Those are code term words for derogatory.
Nah, you know, you just said something. Where is the war on drugs now with all the Edomites high on drugs?
Yeah, opioids, the pills.
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 So, I just have to bring that up.
No, it makes sense.
Go ahead, bro.
Continuing on, it says, "And fell longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in their hand."
You can't save them. You don't even know where West was at. South, no, that's the North Star. Underground Railroad. Nigga looking at the star hoping he can get to the north. Then you get to New York. Then you get to New York and you end up like Solomon Northrop. This nigga, Solomon, he was a good nigga. He up there drinking tea and eating crumpets with his pinky out. Yeah, you know, I got me a business. They drugged that nigga. And that nigga woke up in chains. Yeah, and they use a nigga. And got shit back down. So let's say you did make it to the north. And who the fuck wanna live like that, man? You running through bushes and shit. You know, you may get a whole day. You may get to the next town. If the hounds didn't get you.
Yeah.
Man, that's hell, bro. You in swamps. That's where that Negro spiritual come wade in the water. You in swamps, wade in the water.
You never know what's under that water.
In this dark time, because he got them hounds out. They gotta get there. That's a misspirit. That's a curse, bro. You
Got
like,
alligators in the water, fighting all types of
You don't know what's inside water. They still use the canines to this day.
Bite you and put you out.
because what they would do, you would have a Jake. You would have a Jake that actually made it to the north, and what he would do is come back for his people, or they would set up Jakes to come back, and so they'll know the trail. They'll lead the trail. They might have a little boat, put dogs so I can only take 3 out. You know, other niggas.
Yeah.
And they would lead the way. You know, you have like little houses in certain areas, like in a couple miles, and be a shelter. This person, that was the Underground Railroad. This person is in on it too. And you had some Edomites that was helping.
Yeah,
that were harboring.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a new load. And the nigga put you under the float.
Alabolish or something like that. It's called addition.
And they'll wait for let's say if a ship was coming in, a cargo ship, they'll wait for you'll have to go to the dock and they'll hide you on the cargo ship and then we going to the north. You gotta do all that to survive over here. And you gonna say, man, the Israelites, bro? You can go on and on about the type of shit we went through over here, man. And all of us we went through that, man. We was reincarnated here, man. We went through slavery, bro. We went through plantation slavery. We don't remember it, but we went through it, man. Yeah, we went through that shit. Nigga talking about that, but you didn't go through. That's the fuck I did, man. If you believe the scriptures say every 3rd and 4th generation, bitch. So I was in slavery, man. Fuck are you?
Shit, we still in slavery.
Yeah, you know. Goddamn Edomites. You got some fucking nerve, man, to even utter a word about our slavery, man.
To the point, but they got so much nerve. Now they're trying to erase slavery. Yeah, they trying to take it out of the school. You know, the little bit of shit that we ain't even learned it for real then. But they want to abolish it out of school. You know what I mean? You got it working cut out. I got another one right here. Deuteronomy 28 and 33 says, "The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up."
Vocab. I mean, who is that? You know? Manifest destiny. It was destiny for us to come to America and take it over. You know? America literally became an empire off our labor. The world reserve currency is the American dollar, don't care. That's how powerful this nation became after 400 plus years of free labor. Maybe you need to do a more diligent research on what our slavery entailed, the things that happened. You know, because I do it, you know, and I'm sure other brothers do it. Watch these videos and look at what we went through during our period here in America, the shit we had to go through in the periods, man. From the early 1600s all the way through the early 1700s, 1800s, and you'd be like, damn. You wouldn't be able to fathom as much shit we had to go through here, man. And this is before the marches and the protests and the gun downs and the jail system, prison system. Before we even get to that, the prison system, and the crack epidemic, the war on drugs, before we even get there. So it's just, man, what are you talking about, nigga? Do more diligent research on our slavery before you speak of it. It ain't just a big thing that happened in history. It's the most biggest, horrendous atrocity done to mankind on this earth, period. And any Edomite that actually says, you know what, that's right, they'll admit it. Like, yeah, man, I can't. We've had, it's very few, but we've had certain people like that. Yeah, we can't argue over it. We deserve it. We deserve it. And some of them might be jakes, but every now and then you have an Edomite be like, yeah, we deserve to go into slavery, you know. Because what happened to y'all was ridiculous.
That's real facts. Like I said, I mean, you can't refute that.
Even to this day we in captivity, bro. After doing all that. And then we still alive. We still here as a nation. Bro, we the Lord's chosen people, man.
Yeah.
You other nations couldn't go through that, man.
No, they would have extinct on them.
We would have been through. Can't survive that, man. This nigga literally tried to exterminate us, man. Especially Dad.
We're still doing it now. But as you can see from the latest news articles and what we've seen, it seems like I said, Edomites are decreasing now during their population. You know what I mean? We still pray, like I said, families. You know what I mean? Like the kids, man. The generation, no matter how hard it gets, man. You know, and they can see that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you know what I mean, that's why they turn over their rain word or rain whatever it's called. That's what, because what Edomites were actually committing abortions as well.
Way.
Yeah, I mean, Edomites were great. I mean, Edomites, women were having abortions, man. That's what I heard. So I mean, that's why they had to stop it. And like I said, that too. And then like I said, taking in woman. And like I said, the couples aren't having any kids no more, you know?
And all they daughters went to Jake. You seen Bill Gates' daughter. She licking up on her chocolate, a teenage boyfriend. She posted on her egg story. He mad in the motherfucker.
Yeah. I'd be mad too with you, you know what I mean? That was Bill Gates.
That's what this nigga did.
Yeah, we got a vaccine down here. We here to help y'all.
Stop.
Yeah, it's your teenage daughter.
We got a vaccine cure for you niggas.
Yeah. You know? That's why he doing it.
Bill Gates. Nigga, I'm finna kill
That's why, you
him.
know what I mean? That's why he got the you know what I mean, the MP. He said, you know what? They took my daughter. I'm going all out with this. Remember last year, because like I said, me and the brothers in the car, you know what I mean, we was talking about how, like I said, we in an interview, we talked about, like I said, you know what I mean, the next the pandemic, it could have come from bats, monkeys, next thing you know, that's what he said, and sure enough, the video aged well, and here we are today.
Yep.
And now he said, what? Now it's still full effect. See, they take my dog.
These niggas mad, the Edomites are mad, man. Cause here it is, they done did all this shit, and they still lose. Cause we woke back up. That nigga crying like a bitch. The Rothschilds, all these families, these elite Edomite families, they crying like hoes in the club. Cause they the ones that actually know every single thing. They got the artifacts, they got the relics. They did the archaeological landscape studies. Oh shit, Solomon lived here. Oh shit, this is the trail of the Israelites walked.
Nah, the scriptures say they got the bones of the prophets.
Yeah, they got it's over there in Saudi Arabia. They got all the Mount Sinai caged off. You got the stones where Jake was carving the cow, and Molech, and all that shit on the stone. You got the pillars, the 12 pillars of Joshua. They go Saudi Arabia guarding all that shit. So he got it all. He sees it all. He knows he's Edomite. You know, shit, a lot of Edomites don't want to eat about a lot of shit because they got every goddamn thing. You had that Edomite, that video, that Edomite with that old ass book. You know, the Bible with vivid color paintings. Yeah, shit, look at this. Oh, I'm black. Vivid too. Just Jake. You know? Not to mention the catacombs, the underground, you know, caves that we were hiding in from the Romans, where we paint our images. But especially over there in Russia and Europe, it's nothing but just dark skin images all over the place. And he tried to cover it up with iconoclasm, but he couldn't even cover it up enough. There's so many damn images. So he knows everything to the T. So to see us to wake back up and scare the living shit out of them. Because they did everything they did was to take our heritage away. But you gotta imagine when they seen the elders pop up, when they seen One West pop up, you know they were like, what the fuck? Because the elders said that a limousine drove by one and just looked and peeled up. But you know they look like, what the fuck are we witnessing, man?
Nah, Apostle Gabar said they actually got out the car. It's like, how the fuck did you find this shit out? We spent mad money to cover this up. Like, we was in awe.
And that's just, you know that's what they thought. To see when One West popped up on the scene like that, shouting on them megaphones in New York City, where all the celebrities go and all the big businessmen go from all countries, and Times Square shouting like, you had the elder, beautiful elder, Ariana. You know they were like, because they know they Edomites. They know all they Edomites. So you know they was like, what? Wall Street and all that. Them niggas coming from Wall Street with their suitcases.
I remember the brother Bon Lawyer, man. That's from the 90s, man. You know what I mean?
Porter Tucker, what was his name? Carson. Yeah, when he walked up on that apostle.
Them niggas low level. But when these bankers, these niggas that actually financed all fucking slavery, when they seen it, now you see why they coming against us the way they are. So now you fast forward to the day, they got their puppet vocab, coming against us and shit.
He's so weak.
Nigga weak, low.
Yeah, every time I see him, I'm like, what is he again, bro? Like it's over with, yo.
The nigga take a break and then come back with more fire, like he got new shit. Yeah, this gonna get him. The hero was the last Edomite. Nigga, shut up. He keep changing. First he said all the Edomites was done away with during the time of the Hasmonean dynasty. Then he said, now he's saying Herod was the last Edomite. Nigga, make him look goddamn man.
See, but the thing about that dude is as long as he keeps the ear of the simple, that's what's giving him, the room to spit his bullshit. Because amongst us, he knows that, it's a dead issue.
I mean, you know he's getting paid to keep bringing it. When you tell a lie, you got to keep telling another lie. You have no foundation, nothing solid to stand on. That's why the brother said he's switching the story. Which one is it? Even everything, even when he was coming out, you notice he changed his reading style. He started reading the scriptures like us, trying to raise his voice and stuff. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, the nigga admitted it. He said, let's thank the Israelites that we can go into the Bible and learn about Edomite. Like, nigga, because y'all damn sure, Christianity damn sure wasn't, we didn't know about the book of Nahum, book of Obadiah.
Who said that?
Where in the hell did we hear about Nahum in the Christian church? Obadiah. Nigga went straight to Matthew feeding.
Yeah, Matthew, Luke, Mark, Luke, and John.
Fishing 5 loaves.
Went straight to Matthew.
Mark, Luke, John.
You ain't hear nothing about Deuteronomy, Leviticus, nothing to do with the law, the book of Kings, Judges. You ain't hear shit.
I don't even remember Revelation.
You just went straight to damn. You might hear a psalm and a proverb right now and then. He stayed in Matthew. Matthew and John. I stayed in Matthew. Yeah, let me tell y'all, God love everybody. Don't let anybody tell y'all different. God love everybody. And let me tell y'all why God love everybody. This is what happened to me last month. And nigga tell you about what happened to me last month. A whole hour.
Hey, so I can. Apostle Tahar just brought out how your boy Geno Jennings, he recited from the Apocrypha now. You know what I mean? So, and, you know, it was a real quick video, maybe 2 minutes, but man, who bring out the apocrypha? You know what I mean? Come on now.
Nigga don't even know what the apocrypha means.
Right.
Shut up, nigga. You niggas just need to shut up. Let the prophets do what the prophets do. Cause you look like idiots.
Yeah.
You get a fool out of that. They do that shit on purpose. But because they try to say, oh, Gentiles, but you can't prove that Gentiles are only talking about other nations.
I think it's
Because the scriptures clearly tell you we was known as strangers, foreigners.
You know that ye were Gentiles.
The scriptures told Abraham, the promise to Abraham, your seed shall be a stranger in a land that they know not. So that proves right there that Israelites can be strangers. And there's many scriptures that tell you that. So when you say Gentile, you gotta show us what's the context, who you're talking to. Because that's not a nationality, that's a title. Is that Gentile Moabite? Is that Gentile Edomite? Is that Gentile Israelite? Be specific.
It even says that Israel is swallowed up and is amongst the Gentiles.
John 7:35. Whither will he go? Will he teach amongst the dispersed? Teach the dispersed amongst the Gentiles? That's the diaspora. Book of 1 Peter. Peter to the strangers scattered in Cappadocia, Pontus. And is that word stranger again?
You gotta look up the word.
And Paul, he was sent to what? The Gentiles, right? After Paul died, who took up the mantle? It was Peter. And Peter said what? To the strangers scattered abroad. So if you was confused about Paul, even though Paul clearly tells you to the Israelites pertaining to this, that, even though Paul told you who the Gentiles where he went to, in case you was still confused, Peter comes to the first verse of his book, to the strangers. Damn, man, y'all simple. So the scripture say don't argue with no fool, man.
Right. Make it sound like-
Go ahead, man.
Nah, I got a quick precept.
Let me finish this up. I just want to finish it out. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. If thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed all away.
Sure. And we've been crushed. Nigga, we was born, we was born, McDonald's was already here. We had no say in McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, that shit was just here. We born into McDonald's on the shit. You know what I'm saying? All people ain't had no say in that shit. We don't own these companies, these food chains. Edomites own it, and Edomites ain't eating from it. They just put the shit to make money off your ass in the inner cities. They got farms, they got cattle, real shit, real livestock. And they feed you some goddamn manipulated bullshit. Meanwhile, wonder why people bug out at early ages. You know?
God, this is Obadiah chapter 1 and 10
Health
says.
conditions, you got health conditions. Hot, heat fast in the morning. Nigga done destroyed them died, man. Here is Bruce with 500 years, 800 years. You get up now, you through. A lot of it's the curses, but a lot of it's died too, man.
Obadiah 1
That's why he don't promote. What did the commercial promote? Junk food, Cheeto gas,
Pepsi.
ice cream, soda, acid soda, some shit that can clean your car battery. Nigga don't promote no real fruit juices, no real teas from the earth.
Definitely taking them out.
You know what I'm saying? No
So you like them
vegetables.
games, they always believe
Nigga don't promote no real food,
Don't
man.
forget about Code Red.
Jolly Rancher commercial. This is where the money goes. So you looking at what to eat. Then you see that, oh, I want that. So you tell your kids, oh, I want that. I see that on the commercial.
Yeah, kind of.
Damn goddamn food.
They actually study the kids too. Like I said, to the side, like how they get the clown and the kids and the kids are like, ooh, I want to, like you said before, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean.
Now you addicted to it. You done grew up on it, now you addicted to it. Just like the crack. It's the crack epidemic. You know, I did a video about the Kool-Aid epidemic. You addicted to it. You don't realize that. A lot of these foods, people are actually addicted to them because they grew up eating them. So they'll be craving certain shit. And really, they should eat something else, but they run to that because that's what the fuck they grew up eating.
Oh yeah, I remember Dr. Allah Africa.
If you never grew up eating it, you wouldn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, I'll talk, like I said, there's a video, it's called Dr. Allah Africa. Basically, he was sitting down with an Edomite and then a Judite woman. And like I said, and he had a fruit, and he said, this is food. And then you know, he was explaining about, you know, you shouldn't eat that because it's not healthy, you know, because why they call it fast food, and, you know what I mean, it's fried food, but they put it in grease. And then, of course, her being a nigga woman telling myself, well, I'm going to eat what I want to eat. You know, if I want to eat that, I'm going to get pops, I'm going to get it anyways. And then, like, Esau was sitting there, so like, you know, like I said, he eat nothing. He just like, dang, I didn't know that.
pH balance off for them. Then you go to these other countries, you don't see obesity. You don't see overweight. Men are way stronger. I seen it firsthand. You're like, yeah, damn, people look different out here. Women bodies look different. You know? Naturally. You know? You go to these other European countries, I was watching a video, they were saying, yeah, what do you think about Americans?
Well, they like to eat a lot of burgers and hot dogs, and they like junk food a lot.
Cause they know that shit ain't food. But over here, America is the belly of the shit is different. Everything is different. Everything you consume for the music, the food, everything you see, whether it's porn, whether whatever, everything leads to death. So you have to find the righteous way now. You have to say, okay, so what is right? What is the way I should be following? You know? And you lead the life. The Lord couldn't tell you in scripture. Follow his ways, you should live long days. You leave off the ways, you don't have short days.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
This over there on 1 and 10 says, for violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, thou shalt be cut off forever. You know, and you know, let's go back to you were saying, now the truth has come out, and the truth is getting more exposed. Now the Edomites, you know, mean that they actually learn the truth. They're starting to get scared, and that's why they're trying to, like I said, with Rocat Malone, that's why they're breaking them out. They're breaking up these Christians and all that, and to the point where, you know, I mean, they're trying to be so-called grafted in, man, because they know that they got to pay for those things.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now they're shameful. That shame hitting their ass. And now it's being put in your face, slavery, bitch. Because they didn't have to hear it.
Yeah.
Niggas was still learning English good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then the Lord woke us up. And now it's in your face, slavery. Now you can look. It's in your face, slavery. They shameful. They didn't have to answer to that shit. Honey, I'm home. You know, the good old days. Baywatch and fucking Grease. You know? Andy Griffith.
They very the shit. You look like it was the shit.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas in their head.
They ain't gotta worry about a damn thing.
They go to the sheriff office. How you doing, Bob? How you doing,
They go to the creeks, go skip rocks in the creek.
Howdy doody. No, one Jake in the niggas didn't exist.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't think Andy Griffith ever had to bust his gun either. He
Nope.
never had to
The
bust his gun.
only Jakes you seen was in them old ass racist Looney Tunes shows.
Yeah.
Or Buck in the Little Rascals. Nigga hair. You know? This nigga E.
Andy Griffith the Matlock.
This nigga E got a pay, bro. So, but see, you didn't have to hear about slavery in them days, man. You was just able to just fuck niggas. But now you gotta hear about slavery, bitch. And we ain't gonna shut up. Scripture say the prophet shall not be backed into a corner. You shall see your teacher. You ain't shutting our mouths, whole calf. You ain't shutting our mouths. You ain't stopping this show, man. You just letting us bring out more edification. Show how stupid and idiotic you sound, man. Go ahead.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
And that's the times that we're in. The Lord is calling the elect. Because he don't want you dumbass pacifying nigga to pacify in his mouth, pants sagging, you know, hillbows in his head, like what's it called? Don't be a menace. You know? Do we have a problem? Them niggas. Lord ain't looking for them niggas, man. I just did a video, Esau's created players. You niggas were created by E, man.
You pulled out a rocket.
We didn't come off the slave ships with that culture, man. You know, that shit was given to you by E. He gave you the ghetto. He gave you the hood. He gave you black culture. You know, he put you in them slums in the conditions that you in. He gave you the 40 ounce. He gave you the pistol on your hip. See the little Jakes with these guns. He put the guns in the inner city. He created you niggas. And you take pride in something that ain't even you. Nigga culture. Nigga, that ain't even you. That's him. He's the nigga. You even had, it's a lot of Edomites now that didn't receive wealth. Majority of Edomites live in these good neighborhoods. When you go to these neighborhoods with actual houses, the neighborhood actually has houses. Those are Edomites living in the majority. Good neighborhoods. Those are Edomites, but you do have Edomites that don't have shit. But why? There was a lot of Edomites that just came over here and just lounged on their ass during the time of our slavery. Niggas. You know, the bumpkins. They would just drink all goddamn day.
Yeah,
that's how he is. That's how a lot of Edomites are. You know? Go ahead, bro.
You can't. They did like the dirty work. Like let's say for example, the slave ran off. You know, what I mean, you be that job to find. You know,
yeah, because they was lazy.
Yeah.
So they didn't leave no wealth to their kids, man. Because you got Edomites like that, man. Go ahead, bro. Read that scripture again. Yeah.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's the time that we're in, right? The Lord is calling his people back. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel.
His heritage, right? Our true heritage that we turned away from. Not this black shit he gave you, man. You gotta let that, Jake gotta let that shit go, man. They hold on to that, Jake hold on to that shit, man. Let that shit go. BET, let it go, man. BET awards and fucking all this dumb, irrelevant bullshit. While women shaking their ass, niggas smoking blunts, and niggas showing you, hey, you know, I got a dime pack. You know, I got an ounce. Let that shit go, man. But Jake think that shit cute. They think that makes them beautiful.
It's lucky. You got the guy Tariq Nasheed. He gonna say, and I just bust out laughing. He said, "We gotta stop calling us brown. There's no such thing as brown. We are black." I just look. I said, hey, "What the fuck? Is that not the most backward shit? You ain't never seen a black person, yeah. You want now? Don't get me wrong. There's some dark people out here, you know what I mean? But they ain't the color of black. You know what I mean? We gotta stop calling these people brown. No, we black. What kind of sense does that make, yo?
Yeah, you got some people that look purple.
Yeah, that's a running joke forever. You know, he's so black, he's purple. But hey, it's still, if you want to be technical, it's still a shade of brown. You know what I mean?
Again, that's why, like I said, he's not a leader, man. You know, he wasn't meant to be a leader. Cause all you can do is what? We got people to destroy him.
Yeah, man, our culture that we've been given by Esau, the shoes you wear, Nike, which Nike goes back to the Greek god, and all the shoes that Jake like, with Jordans, fucking Timbs, with the lynching tree, all that shit. That's all these major shoes companies are owned by Edomites. Jordan played basketball. Jordan didn't design the shoe, nigga. Edomites designed this shit. Jordan just came and said, "Oh yeah, I like that. I'll take that. I like that." You know, they drew that shit up. Everything you have, he gave you. What do you have that ain't yours? That's the curse, nigga. What's your true heritage? Who are you really? You ain't defined by clothes. You ain't defined by slang words. You ain't defined by what corner you on, or what stoop you sit on, what hood you from, what section of the city. That's not what defines you, idiot. Go ahead, brother. But Jake is in a low state. Jake is in a low, that's what they value. They're in a very low state, man, very low frequency. When you look at these other nations and how they live in these other countries, that's why the scripture says, envy not, them. You know, because you will envy them. If you in your right mind, you will envy. You're like, damn, look at our people, look at how he carries. Because we get on other nations, but other nations carry themselves better than our people.
That's why
we got to start saying that too, because hey, the heathens are the heathens, but our people are true. The scripture say our people have surpassed the heathens of the wicked.
You know, that's why, that's why we see Jake go to different countries. You know, I mean, they never come
They
back.
never come back because the way of living is better, man. I worked with a Jake. He said he's going back to Germany. Now, why would a Jake want to go back to a goddamn Edomite country? Obviously, the way of living there is better. Don't want to be no goddamn inner city with niggas, filth, low mind state, engulfed and folded. Nigga, you wasn't put on the earth to just care about sports and bitches and drugs and alcohol, nigga. Like, it's more than life than that, nigga. Add more to your vocabulary, man. Where is that?
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
That's very specific. They sold that girl and made her a harlot.
Should have moved in a bit behind the time.
Yep. Rubbing glitter all on the boys.
Yeah.
They open the door, the little boys got glitter on the ass all over. This nigga crazy.
That's crazy. Almost.
They do the little, I think that's either good by on the song or Mandingo. They put a little girl in the bed. And Mandingo fucked up how they did Mandingo.
Yeah.
Here it is, the slave master wife wanted him. He didn't want to deal with him. And she said, nigga, I'm going to say you rape me if you don't fuck me. So he had to fuck her because he was going to get put to death. And she said, and he's the prize fighter. Then he fucked her. Then Master finds out. And then he raped me. She still ended up saying rape. And this nigga gets put in a fucking boiling pot. The master put this nigga, shoot this nigga, pow, and put him in a boiling ass pot of hot water. The nigga, And you think he just made that up out of nowhere? No, that's the shit they was doing. Show you that, what's that, Django? They got the prize fighters fighting.
Yeah. That was hard to watch.
Nigga got to beat your own nation to the pulp. But Jake do it freely now, though. he don't even have to pay you to do it no more. Jake could beat their own brother to a pulp, without, just because he stepped on the shoe or just because he disrespected.
Oh, your fries too cold.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Don't matter nowadays.
Our people in stores, man.
People are getting. It's right now, every day. Brothers throw it in the chat. Every day is something new. Somebody bugged out and killed somebody for some crazy apparent reason.
Wild beasts. You got beasts roaming around. No standard of living. No moral code. Just wild beasts. The scripture say they natural brute beasts. That's what they are. They run around. You see the jungle. Nigga just attack something. That's what these niggas are. World star hip hop. Natural brute beasts. Bitches twerking every goddamn way, stink ass out every goddamn. Nobody don't see your ass no more, man. Put a goddamn dress on, man. You tired of seeing ass and titties of all women. You don't see that with no other nation, man. But if it's just regular shit, you don't see in Walmart, ass out, titties twerking. What's that shit? This is new shit. I'm F-R-E-E, fuck, nigga free. The bitch pregnant. The bitch pregnant, they at the stoplight. The bitch pregnant on the car, twerking and shit. The baby in the hand got the 40 ounce. I'm F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. You don't see that with the other nations, man.
Remember, the music video is called Swipe Your EBT.
We're respectable, man.
At the red light, then the song said at the red light, twerking on the head lights.
And women actually look at those videos.
Oh my
and they think
God.
it's real, man.
Yeah, that shit got
Ready for real from entertainment.
She got revenue off that shit. That shit big, you know?
And it's funny, right? I mean, like I said, before that, nobody knew who she was. All of a sudden, she got propped up.
Off nigga shit. That's what he'll give you a deal. He'll take you out the hood for nigga shit. Okay, we like that song.
Yeah, they see, put her in a good spot, but look at the message, the vibration that girl is pushing out.
Yeah.
I got a video I'm gonna send to y'all where the guy, I don't know, I'm not doing the chat, but the guy, you know how they have an Edomite, but they're trying to make his voice sound like a robot a little bit? He basically breaks down all Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, City Girls, how they pushing out for women to be whores and promiscuous, while all these people are in monogamous relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and like when he got the Meg Thee Stallion, I always told you I think she, like every time you see her, she got her ass shaking. And they showed every video she's talking about being a whore to the point where She said she's shaking her ass on some thot shit. But got a whole boyfriend, you know what I mean? Yo,
Yeah, I seen that video.
Like I said,
But even with that, you know, which is fucking women, man. These people. But even with that, you know, the women can do that, right? But they can only go so far as the middle level. So if you got weak men, guess what? They could run rampant like that. If men had more of an understanding of their purpose, it was like, yo, you women ain't getting in the way of our walk with the Lord. Fuck you in your ass and your titties. And they wouldn't be able to get off like that. And because men have been brought down to such a weak nature, men used to be able to go to war, not be around women, man. Just go to war. They have more control over themselves, man. Now men just filled with lust. You know, can't control your Lord.
Yeah, but now, like you said, but now, like since I'm old, but it's been going on for a while now. I mean, now you got the mix out, you know, like Alpha Omega Strategies, Dr. B.L. Wade, and all them. You know what I mean? When you watch the video, they break it down, man.
Yep, because they've been hurt by women. And that's why the red pill community so big. Them niggas been hurt. You know, you ain't gotta repent. We get the message, but there's no solution. We get it. Women are all, we get that. Elders been teaching them. What are you men doing? Oh, the only reason they want to get on the road because they want women to serve them. But well, you ain't serving the Lord. So what the fuck? What's that dude name? Kevin Samuels did all that, and then the end result, what happened?
Nothing changed.
They got taken out, right?
Yeah, he taken
So what was the purpose of it?
Yeah, nothing changed. Women still being home.
And what did he store up in heaven? Not a goddamn thing. So you can get on the woman all goddamn day long, but what the hell are you doing? You better set yourself up right for the next life. Because the women gonna be straight in the kingdom, Kevin. Go ahead, brother.
That they may drink. Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
See, that's specific. That's the coast over there in the land of Egypt, right? The landmass there. So that's a slave port coast. Go ahead. But that's the Canaanite area though. That's the Hamitic people. Go ahead.
And all the coast of Palestine.
Now the Palestinians are involved too. Go ahead.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Go ahead.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Go ahead.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
They sold to the Grecians. So you got to show us where, when, and how the Tyre and Zidon, the coast, you know, of the Hamitic people, right, and the Palestinians, right, and the Grecians come together on one accord to enslave the Lord's people. Whole cap. You got to show us that, man. Go ahead. This is not talking about in the Apocrypha, man. I mean in the Josephus, because this is the last day prophecy. He said, "When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." When you read that account in the Josephus, northern kingdom was already scattered, man. This is southern kingdom and northern kingdom being brought back. That's another thing. We ain't just talking about southern kingdom. We talking about the whole nation. Where did the whole nation serve slavery together? It said northern kingdom and southern kingdom were pressed together over here in America. That didn't happen in ancient Greece. Go ahead, bro.
That ye might remove them far from their border. Behold,
Far from their border. Far from the border. Egypt is far from Israel, but it ain't that far. You know what's far? The whole western side of the earth. That's far. Where you gotta take ships, actual ships. You need ships to eat. Come on, bro. That ain't no big deal, man. What is the millions of Israelites recorded in Josephus going back to slavery in Egypt again like that and being sold? The hell out of here, man. For one, Egypt, it wasn't even the same Egypt anymore. Once it got Hellenized by the Greeks, it wasn't the same type of Egypt, man. They had to get in deals with fucking Rome. Because you had that bitch Cleopatra. They said she was sleeping with Mark Antony, Water, because he was up on Julius Caesar's ass. Because how it started was you had the triumvirate. You had Julius, Pompey, and Mark. You know? And them niggas were warring against each other. But eventually, Mark Antony went to Egypt. And he started fucking with Cleopatra. Cleopatra. He started fucking with her. And they made a pact together, a deal together. Because Rome was the empire in power, man. Not Egypt. Egypt was already destroyed. And then they found that nigga Pompey. Because Pompey fled because Julius wanted to kill him. This show you how Edomites work, man. Julius, he wanted to stay on the throne. So this nigga went and sent men out a platoon. Pompey was coming back to Rome to take the throne. But Julius was mapping this nigga out. So they basically was like, where this nigga at? So Pompey had the minute, because Pompey was known for conquering shit. That's why you got in the music parks, you got the Pompey and all. He was known as a dude that would go out to war and win battles. So he went out, and while he was out, Julius set out men to go kill him, but Pompey had men with him, because he always was war and shit. But they caught that nigga. And they murdered him. But Julius ended up going down too. And then Mark Antony tried to get the throne, but it ain't work. Octavian came over. That's what I'm telling you. We're going to know what's going on. Octavian came up, man. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
Where they were sold. That's the key word. Not just brought into slavery, but sold. So that means you're going to this person, you're going to that person, you're going to that person. Where did that happen? Go ahead, bro. Hey, we need to get vocab to watch Roots. That's my favorite. That shit long as hell. It's gonna take some months to finish that whole shit. I'm talking about like, cause you got the Roots. That shit go from the plantation all the way to like the 80s. That shit good, man. That shit good. We need to have vocab watch that. Then maybe he'll understand some shit.
Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to the people far off. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushai have spoken.
So after that, during this time, he's gonna bring us into the kingdom. So you telling me after they got brought into Egypt again, in the book of Josephus, fast forward, they get brought in the land in 1947, but they ain't selling nobody else. The kingdom ain't here. Jeez, shut up, man. It don't make sense. It's not lining up. It's not lining up, man, with the prophecies.
They should be selling the Germans.
Yeah. And what was the miracles of them being brought back in that land? Come on, man, that's shit tacky, bro. And the only reason he was able to do that is because we didn't know who the fuck we was. We wasn't paying attention to that. We was watching Soul Train.
What's gonna
You was worried about that?
Isn't the scripture say once we got the land, supposed to be peace on the earth? Why is there war going on? There's war and poverty going on, but then yada people that the Lord.
They had a
Come
war
on,
the
man.
day they went into the land. The day they went into that land, the Palestinians went to war with them. The first day. And then they had the 6-day war. Come on, man. See, we know it now. We know what the hell going on now. Where does the scripture say when they get brought back into the land, the nation will war against them? You know, the scripture prophecy says nation shall learn war no more. It's not adding up. It's not lining up with the scriptures, man. Which proves you to be a liar.
They don't even believe in the Messiah.
No.
Come on, man. That's what they show people that y'all believe in your own.
And they got,
Come on,
and
man.
the homosexual community is heavy out there.
Tel Aviv.
And they the #1 jabbed up community in the world.
That's catching hell too during that
Where is
that
that in the
time.
prophecy? Yeah, they were on the
They-
green
they-
pants.
yeah,
Yeah, bitches crying and shit.
I'll tell you about it.
And they kicked out. They was kicking out Jay. Come on, man. Y'all ain't the people, bro. Y'all not the people, man. And I hate even touching on this nigga because he's so low level, man. But he props himself up to be this high level dude, and you not. You know, you just backed by the people that's putting you in that place. They funded that bullshit. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9.
His most views is when he talk about Israel. Nobody watch any of his other his rap videos. Nobody looking at it. Nobody looking at any of that other shit. So he put Hebrew Israelite. How does the bump Hebrew Israelite? How does funny get all the racist motherfuckers go? Oh yeah. How can I? I'm gonna go to the camp this week. Hit him with this. And then they come up to the camp with that shit and think they prepared. Then they get cut. They're like, shit. Fuck. I gotta watch more vocab videos. Cause I've seen some videos, you done had people go to certain brothers' camps that listen to vocab, they thought they was gonna cut brothers with that weak ass shit. And the brothers that's on their shit like so they supposed to be, cut that bullshit. And they like, damn, cause vocab I will give them this. They know how to manipulate the tools that we have, the blue letter, the part, they know how to manipulate it into Christianity now. And he knows history, so if you're not well studied, he can't get those, you know? But you run up on the wrong the camp, then hey, that's your ass, man. Because I have seen clips where it's like, damn, that brother couldn't handle that better. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good look, you know? But when you run up on brothers on their shit, that's your ass, man. Because the truth is the truth. You know, you can be as sly as you want, as slick as you want to be. But the scripture said, study to show yourself that not be approved, a workman not ashamed. So if you're studying and showing yourself approved, you know what you're supposed to do, you ain't gonna be ashamed. That's right. You right? You be able to wield that sword properly and chop these motherfuckers' head off. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war come near.
Who's those Gentiles? The Lord said, prepare war against them, not save them. This is the last days. Go ahead.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
And we close to that. You got the BRICS nations. They just announced that they already been working on a world reserve currency to replace the dollar. So you know what's going to happen. You know, they finna these banks already have their digital currencies. The central banks they playing it like they just now working on it. Man, they already had this shit ready for years now. Right? You got they have to be stabilized, right? Cause chaos, reaction, solution. They doing that gradualism bullshit. But everything is already in place. Really, it's the Lord's time, you know. The chip is in it. You seen that clip of that nigga, the owner of Wallet Mall. He said, we ready. Technology's done. We can put your passport on it. We can put your bank account on it. Put your money on it. We can track you by it. We just ready. We just waiting on the company that we're ready to go. So we here. And you niggas playing games. You niggas being lukewarm. You niggas being bug outs. You niggas scoffing. As this earth keeps spinning faster and faster, you run out of time, man. And who's to say the Lord is going to forgive you? You better pray and hope you did enough for the Lord to accept you, man, before Jacob's trouble. You better pray. Every single one of us, we better be praying and we have done enough works for the Lord to be on our side, man. So we ain't done enough to please the Lord with the gift we've been given. See, brothers be thinking, oh, because we've been gifted, we saved. No, it don't work like that. You've been gifted is to show what you're going to do with it. That's why the scripture say, hide not in your candle. So the Lord is watching to see what you do with it. He even says he's going to, there's a lot of brothers on that day. He's going to say, Lord, 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 did not I prophesy in that name? He's going to say, get away from me, I never knew you. So you better pray and hope you've been doing enough for the Lord to protect you when that day comes. If not, he's going to put demons on you to bug you out. He's going to put a heavy spirit of fear on you out of nowhere. You're going to be sweating bullets, scared out of nowhere. The Lord controls the spirits. He's the father of the spirits. He can make you scared just like that. Bug you out just like that. But Jake thinks this is a game. Go ahead, bro.
Let the weak say, Salah.
The scripture say we persuade them by the fear of the Lord. You're supposed to be in a constant fear that you're doing enough. Like I said earlier, you ain't hot. That's why Apostle Paul snapped like that in that video. He said, I hate being around weak niggas.
You can feel that too.
He said, if yo, niggas don't want to do work, get the fuck from around us, man. Lukewarm niggas, you know? And if the brothers for that, how much the Lord? Jake be thinking they already made it because they come out teach. It don't work like that, man. We trying out. In trials, supposed to be giving you the best. You half-assing when the coach say do laps, you half-ass. When you're doing layups, you half-assing the layups. You half-assing the drills. You know, you study only when you want to study, read when you want to read, do videos when you want to do videos, and you ain't really on your shit like you're supposed to be. The Lord sees all that, man. It's the reason the Lord put the spirit on the elders to put the fire on us to be how we are. You don't see that in these other camps. And Jake don't understand that because he's looking at it at a corner view. You know?
Where does it say 3 videos a week, this, that, a week?
It's a spirit that the Lord is pushing, man. A spirit of being on fire. That's the point you're missing. It's to keep you hot for the Lord, where you shouldn't have to. If you ain't hot, then it ain't meant for you. Because the elect loves the Lord, man. You know? But Jake, soon as a girl called on Jake is you free? You know? Soon as a nigga called to go out, hey, what you trying to do?
But shake it.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, where the bitch at?
You ain't got that one shake.
Yeah. But you supposed to be like that for the Lord, though. We the Lord's woman. You supposed to be hot for your Lord, man. Not for other shit. You don't want your woman being more hot for other shit than you. So we gonna see the scripture say, in that day you shall know who the Lord's chosen are, because those men gonna be protected. Some of them gonna have spiritual power. You gonna look up and be like, damn, where my spiritual power at? Where my food at? I prophesied. How I protect? I thought I was. You might have thought you would have been with a brother of the Lord and removed that brother. He done had that brother be separate from you on that day, out of nowhere.
Shit, I thought I was gonna be around that, but what the fuck going on? Shit! I can't text, call, brother. Then you start, oh shit.
Yeah, the Lord got you. You thought you had the Lord got you. You
That's
know?
why the scriptures say, forsake not the brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know, to get together as much as possible. You know, because in these rough times, we're gonna think back on that we're gonna think back on that congregation we had at a brother's house, laughing and joking. You know? People gonna be looking at us like, what the hell you smiling about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about my brother.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because you may not be around brothers, man. Some brothers may literally be by themselves during Jacob's trouble. However, the Lord has written your story. Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna read verse 11 again, Brother Bashar. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Verse 12. Let the heathen be awakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Yeah, they think they fighting for rulership on the earth. Meanwhile, the Lord put a spirit on them. Like the scripture say, when man is in deep sleep, the Lord puts his thoughts in, you know what I'm saying, in his head for that next day. He got a spirit on them, bringing them near the war to plead with them for what they did to his people. And then after that, you already know what's going to happen. The elect beamed up. The elect going to be up there for however long, get right with the Lord. And then they're going to come back down to govern the earth righteously. And all you nations that thought you was next up, India, China, you know, South Africa, all you Iran, all you niggas that teamed up with Russia, you going in this way. Yeah, bro.
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes.
Yeah, they think they're getting away with it. You get on the internet right now, see a goop eating some weird ass shit. Some shit that's squirting out pus and juices. I seen one shit, it was like a big ass snail looking creature. She bit the tip. It started squirting, but the shit was still alive. It was still like moving, and the shit was like, I said, God
Damn.
You should see the fish market they got on too, man. All types of movie creatures they never seen before. That's like damn. And like I say, they kill it while it's, you know what I mean, while it's stomachs and a lot of they got the brain and squid.
They got restaurants that actually serve octopus.
They got all types of different lobsters that you never seen before. You could be like,
Yeah,
what type of
yeah.
lobster is that?
Yeah. Weird,
Just
man.
shaking my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why our brother posted one of those things too. Remember that Jim was still alive when he was book. I was like, dude, that's damn.
It's crazy thing is Jake be eating that shit too. Jake
Oh, yeah,
Jake
like
be
that.
eating some wild shit, man. That's why I said we be talking about the heathens, man. Jake be doing that shit. Jake don't have no limits, bro. Even certain Jakes that say they won't, they'll try it.
Alright, man, you said alright, I'm gonna check.
Especially if they on vacation. Don't let them be on vacation.
Yeah.
They let loose.
Girl, I just tried. This, alright,
Eat some wild ass raccoon shit. Jake be wild out on vacations, man. The women be all out loose. The men be running free. The nigga think.
Niggas going wild.
fucking Dubai. Bahamas, Jamaica.
You know? Niggas on the island, try this, man, try this.
You funny.
Just try it. Try it, brother. Go ahead,
You
bro.
know, Haitian that cow cock soup. Can't hear me, bro. Verse 14. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is near in the valley of decision.
That goes back to that threshing we read earlier. The Lord is going to thresh you. And a decision, Yahweh Shaphat, a judgment is going to be made there. You have been weighed in the balance. Mishtek, that was given to the Babylonians, right? Before the Persians invaded. The hand that writ, right? They called Jeremiah. He was up in age though. I'm like, man, look, man, that ass got Persians coming. Like, what the fuck? Nigga? What you want from me? I'm done. I'm old now, man. Then he came like, go, oh, he was panicking. Go, Jeremiah. We might have to get out from a little. We might have to get there. Go ahead, bro.
Don't ask me, ask Edris. Verse 15. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahweh Shem Yahushai also shall roar out of Zion.
Chapter 5.
The other, Salah. Yahweh Shem Yahushai also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
Yeah, let him get. I said Jeremiah's dad. Yeah, start from the top, no, because that nigga was acting prideful. Then it was Daniel. Daniel was up in age already.
Daniel's 5. This Daniel's 5, and it says, Belshazzar, king made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine.
And this is, you can apply that at this time because the scripture say they're going to be eating and drinking, and the day of the Lord will take them in as days of Noah. So go ahead, brother.
And drank wine before the thousands. Belshazzar, while he tested wine.
Before the thousands.
Yep.
So this nigga was
Yeah,
showing
hard.
out. This nigga had thousands of people. And this nigga showing out, I'm the king. Yeah,
My great grandfather coming Israelites.
nigga drunk. You know a nigga. I'm that nigga. You know, go ahead.
Belshazzar, while he tasted the wines, commanded to bring the golden and the silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem.
Yeah, so he wanted to show off the stolen goods he got from Israel. Go ahead.
That the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein.
So his wives and concubines, everybody, look at this, look what that got. Show off. He was showing off. And Lord hates pride, a proud look. Like, nigga, I set you up, but little do you know, tonight, nigga, your last night. Go ahead.
Then they brought the golden vessels that that were taken out of the temple of the house of the Most High, which was Jerusalem, and the king, and his princes, and his wives, and his concubines drank in them. And they drank wine and praised the Most High. And they drank wine and praised the gods of gold, and silver, and brass, and iron, and of wood and stone.
Keep in mind, they drinking out of our shit.
Yeah, they drinking and
They
praising
got
other
from
gods.
us and praising other gods. Yeah, and niggas.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, right? Go ahead.
Verse 5, and in the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand and wrote over against the candlesticks upon the over the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote, and the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him.
Yeah, they put like, am I tripping?
What? I'm drunk.
Yeah,
What the fuck am I looking? What the hell? A handwriting?
Go ahead.
And his thoughts troubled him, so that his joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another.
So that nigga was, that nigga was through. He was through. Go ahead.
And the king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing and show me the interpretation thereof shall be clothed with scarlet and have chains of gold about his neck, and shall be a third ruler in the kingdom.
Yeah, it's thousands of people witnessing to this. Now, what scripture comes to mind when you read that? They shall seek to their astrologers, prognosticators. You gonna do the same thing for an answer. Go ahead.
Then came and all the king's wise men. All the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then was Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and the lords were astounded. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and of the Lord, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O Lord, live forever. Let not thy thoughts be troubled thee, nor let thy countenance be changed.
She knew what a woman's supposed to do, comfort her man. But nah, this nigga like, nah, I've been king all these years. This ain't never happened. Maybe tonight something was going down. I need to know what was going on. Go ahead. Because you know, women, they don't know shit.
Baby, don't worry about it. I just enjoy the night. Keep drinking. Be like, get the fuck on me.
You know, he drunk.
Yeah, go.
Niggas, get off me. I gotta understand what this shit say. Go ahead.
Enjoy the night.
Yeah.
That's what women do. You know what I mean?
Lay down. Let me rub your stomach.
This ain't the night for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, there is a man in thy kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy father's light and understanding of wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods was found in him.
Yeah, they tell that like Daniel like them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Daniel was a captive.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, he was used on a high level because he was able to interpret the king's dream. So he was set up high, but he was in he's still in captivity. Nigga, Daniel didn't fuck with y'all. Daniel, he didn't fuck with y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers.
So you know they was giving Daniel hell because they was on that left hand shit. Daniel,
Help us with this. Break down this. Dang.
you know, go ahead.
For as much as the excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams and showing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubt were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation. Then was Daniel brought in before the king, and he spake and said unto Daniel, Art thou that Daniel, which are the children of the captivity of Judah, whom in the kingdom of my fathers brought out Jewry?
Now look, he said, art thou Daniel, which are of the children of the captivity? So Daniel was a captive. Now this show you he's a nigga, because he didn't even know who Daniel was.
Yeah, you know.
He wasn't even using Daniel. His father respected Daniel. Daniel had all this wisdom. He wasn't even fucking with Daniel. So Daniel then got up in age, and he watching this ridiculous ass heathen king boast in his own people's captivity. So Daniel was, you know, Daniel, yeah, I'm gonna let this nigga know what that means.
Yeah. And Persians, nigga.
Verse 14. And I have even heard of thee that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof, but could not show the interpretation of the thing. And I have heard thee.
So and this gonna be a lot of events like this happen in our time.
That's right.
You know, we live in the greatest time. So the miracles and signs is about to outdo anything we've ever read in the scriptures. And only the apostles is gonna be able to discern those things as the spiritual power ramps up. So people gonna be looking for answers, and they're gonna be looking for us to discern certain shit that's gonna be happening. Go ahead, brother. A brother might have a dream of something before it happens, in the meaning of it, and then it happens. You're like, oh shit, this is my dream. I know exactly what this shit means. You through, and you through.
That's what Joseph did. You remember?
Joseph,
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember the prison? I mean, he told the two dreams. Wasn't what you had it.
Yeah,
And he gave Pharaoh a couple of wine or something, a couple of grapes. And then what do you think what happened? After that happened, it came true. You got it.
Verse 16, and it says, and I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations and dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about thy neck.
Now this is a key point because he's giving an offering to Daniel. Look, Daniel, you break this down for me, I'm gonna deck you off. Daniel, like, nigga, your father been gave you shit, and you about to go down, so you ain't got shit to give me. Go ahead. This is what Daniel said.
And shall be a third ruler in the kingdom. And
I'm gonna make you a third ruler. Go ahead.
Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy reward to another. Yep. Yeah.
So you keep that bullshit. Keep all that shit you offering me. Go ahead.
I will read the writing unto the king.
But I'm gonna interpret to you for free. Go ahead.
And I will read the writing unto the king, and make known to him in the interpretation. O thou king, the most high power, God gave Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, a kingdom.
So now Daniel was explaining, Yahweh gave your father this kingdom. Go ahead.
A majesty and glory and honor, and for the majesty that thou gave him, all people, nations, languages tremble and fear before him.
So the Lord gave your father the power to have control over everybody. Go ahead.
Whom he slew, and whom he kept alive.
And the scriptures say, if the Most High be for you, who can be against you? The Lord is with you right now. You can't come against you. You're fighting the Lord. He got this power. That's why he controls every industry, the military, the economic system, the religious system, the financial system, every sector you see, the food industry. The Most High with him. Go ahead.
And whom he would, he set up, and whom he would, he put down.
See, whom he would, he set up. Whom he would, he put down. Go ahead.
But when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was despised from the kingly throne, disposed from the kingly throne, and they took his glory from him.
Yeah, because before you read that, what brothers know what happened to Nebuchadnezzar? What did the Lord do to that? He turned into a beast. Lord debased his ass. The brother about to read it. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen.
So never mind we eat. The Lord can make you a king, and we can have you like a beast, grunting and eating fucking dirt. Right? Go ahead.
They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven. till he knew that the Most High ruled in the kingdom of men, and that that he appointed over it whomsoever he will.
So he let Nebuchadnezzar know, nigga, I'll talk to you. I'm the only reason you have power. And now I'm finna debase you. Now imagine how they looked at their king, the servants. Our king fucking, he out there all day, all night. They can't get the king back to the palace gates. Nigga just, You gotta picture that shit. The king of the world right now. They're like, yo, what's going on? Power of the Lord. Go ahead.
And thou his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knowest all this.
So he said, look, you knew this and you still ain't humble.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But has lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy Lord and thy wives and thy concubines have drank wine in them, and thou hast praised the Most High and the gods of Salah. And thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold and brass and iron and wood and stone, which see not, hear not, know, nor know.
Yeah, so he's like, here it is, the Lord propped your father's kingdom up, and you reaping the benefits, and you don't even have the common decency to acknowledge that, but you got the nerve to bring out the vessels and the treasures you got from his chosen people that the Lord gave you in captivity because they rebelled, and you praising other gods that don't even exist. Go ahead.
And the God in those hands thy breath is, and whose are all thy ways, as thou not glorified.
So you gotta imagine his face, Belshazzar's face right now. It already said his countenance had changed. So you can imagine as Daniel's telling him this, he's like, hey man, but get to the message. What the words say? Go ahead. What the words mean, you know?
Verse 24.
That's what Daniel said, I'll do it for free.
Yeah,
so Daniel let it out.
ready.
Yeah, this, that, and the third. Yeah, because he had to say all that. Go ahead. But you can tell Daniel was pissed. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 24.
And Daniel wasn't a part of that party. Because they had to go find Daniel. Go ahead.
Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and his writing was written. And this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written. Meaning, tickle, afar sin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Meaning, the Most High have numbered thy kingdom and finished it.
Put up the first blow.
Come.
Go ahead.
Tikel, thou art weighed in the balance and are found wanting.
Boom, the second blow. Go ahead.
Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. No? Yeah. Right now. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet, and put chains of gold about his neck, and made proclamation concerning him that he should be the ruler of the kingdom.
Yeah, he thought that was going to keep it.
Yeah.
Man,
Good graces, yeah.
that come out, man, so this shit don't happen. Force that shit on him. Verse 30, go ahead.
And in that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain.
That night, the night of the party, because you know what happened? Somebody from the inside, when you look up the history, somebody from the inside left one of the back, I think it was an underground passage or one of the back gates open for the Persians and the Medes to come through. So the whole time they was drinking and partying, on the platoon, right at the back. Yes, man, the Lord is bad, bro. The Lord is bad, bro. And they was, and the Persians was just, they probably was waiting. The commander was probably giving a speech. But meanwhile, Daniel was interpreting the dream in the kingdom. So they really on the Lord's time, waiting for that get over. While Daniel, once Daniel finished that interpretation, the Lord bad, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And Darius and the Medians took the kingdom by about 62 years old.
So that's when we go into captivity on the Persians, because now they're rulers. They're gonna take the spoils of Babylon. So they say the same thing gonna happen this time, man. Y'all gonna be eating and drinking and boasting. Yeah, new world order, we got these niggas chip. right?
Yeah.
Tracking these niggas.
Mhm.
We got the great reset set up. Let's toast. And matter of fact, brother, know the scripture I want. Oh, when they are drinking, he shall reign in the pond. Because right when you about to make that toast, and get me on when they feel as they belly, get that. Because right when you about to lay down and eat, the Lord's gonna crash your party, man. Hey, the scripture says nothing new under the sun. And a lot of things that happened to ancient Babylon is gonna happen to this Babylon. Man.
Let me drop that, Joel.
Yeah, you can drop that. Just let me know whoever got whichever one first. Job 20 and 23.
Joel?
Yeah.
Job.
Joel.
Yeah, Job.
20.
And start
Book of Job.
Start at verse 22.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 20, what?
22.
22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Yep, right when you sit down and eat. Same thing with Belshazzar. Feasting, drinking. Right? Go ahead.
Cast it upon him, and shall rain upon him while he is eating.
While he is eating. Same thing that happened to Belshazzar. That's the world pretty gonna happen. But see, the thing is, you have the chariots intervene. That's really gonna fuck y'all up. Because the chariots gonna crack them scabs, man. You know, so these are times that we living in, man. You minate, tickle, you're forcing, you have been weighing in the balance, your days are dwindling down. That's why the earth's spinning faster. Your time, hey, Revelation 12 and 12. Revelation, let's get that. Revelation 12 and 12.
This is Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Yep, so the scientists are now acknowledging that the earth is spinning faster, time is moving faster. They said that it's no longer a 24-hour day. Right? So he knows that he had but a short time. Because he knows these prophecies. So what, now you're seeing shit move faster. Now they eased up after the C-19 shit, and now we're slowly easing into a whole new wave. We always talk about the first wave, the second wave, these different waves. What did they just declare? The monkey see, monkey do is a state of emergency. And it started the same way the C-19 started. California declared it. Then New York declared it. Just out of nowhere, random. It's a plan, man. It's plan. All this shit is planned.
Oh, and Bible Shop, I mean, they're also associated with the money.
Yep. Because what's coming this fall? They're about the digital crypto system, messaging system, because right now it's ran by Swift, but it's called the ISO 2002, something like that. It's the system that the digital currency is going to be able to run when all nations are connected. That's going live in the fall. So they're pushing all this shit forward because it's all leading towards what? The Quran.
I read something in
2023 could be the year the Quran was made mandatory.
Yeah.
And once that's made mandatory, all bets are off. You think shit moving fast now. Once the Quran was made mandatory, it's any day now. Nukes fly. Because you got to understand, once it's made mandatory, brothers are going to be put to death. And we're not here to lose this time. Not every brother's going to get put to death. So once the Quran was made mandatory, it may, let's say it's a Monday, it's made mandatory. You may be out here that Friday. Maybe out here that next day. It's going to happen that quick. It's going to happen that quick.
That said when that time happens, says what brothership and tribulation 10 days.
Yeah, it could be actual 10 days. It could be shorter than 10 days.
We
It
just
could be a
don't know what
month.
the scripture says.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen fast though.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna be here no more for a whole bunch of years.
Yeah.
We ain't looking for no 3, 4, 5 years. Hell no. You know, we close to the end, man. You see these rumors of wars like never before. The greatest heat wave in American history. In certain areas, man, you had in Texas, over 110 degrees. The dry heat.
Yeah.
You got had old women just dropping dead in their homes. Because that's another thing. You got a lot of elderly that live by themselves. Broken homes. Don't have no children, don't have no grandchildren. Husband gone or never had a husband.
Yeah.
So they not checking their AC. They don't know how to fix shit. And they just judgment.
Some of them is working to their death.
On my road. Dude, I would see him rarely. But he wouldn't come out that much. So I was like, he never really come out anywhere. Found out this nigga just died in his house. But you couldn't just do it. Just bust in his shit. You can't do that. That's illegal. You know, so somebody had to do well and shit. And they found that nigga just sitting there. During the whole pandemic, they was gone.
I can't imagine the smell. They must have smelled that smell.
That's gonna be normal. A lot of elderly just dropping dead in the house. Nobody there to take care of them. You know, that's the times that we're in. We in a time of rejoicing and being happy. They no fucking happy time.
They're not really going.
Go back to making the third check. I was little revelation. Yeah, I forgot. But that was Job was sufficient. No, we go back to Nahum. The weekend is
I'll start from the top. Nahum 3. And it says, woe to the bloody city is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. The noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling wheel and the prancing horses and the jumping chariots. Verse 3. And the horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and the great number of carcasses, and there is none end of the corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. You know?
go into that, brother.
And that's the things that are coming. All the death and these bodies that you're gonna see, we're walking over dead. You'll be it's gonna be it's not gonna be something strange. It's not gonna be something strange to see a dead body and walk over it, you know? Verse 4, and it says, because of the multitudes of the whoredom, the well-favored harlots, and the mistress of witchcraft, which we all know, man, that's what you said. You got the whore, you got the cup, man. With that, you got all the abominations that are sown in this place. You know, the television and everything that comes with Esau Edom and his system. That sell of nations through her witchcraft and families that sell nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
She selling nations through her whoredoms.
Yeah.
This is America, man. You sold nations, and you didn't. The crazy thing is, you sold more than just Israel. Hey, because you got the trafficking, children. That's major. And here it is, you got our simple people. This is why I hate Drake. You mad that Elmo won't shake your daughter's hand on fucking Cinderella? Here it is, you got a Mexican faggot. It's a big 40-year-old dude in a Cinderella costume at Disney World. And you mad he will go run and shake your daughter's hand. This is racism. Fuck Disney, man. The hell y'all worry about some goddamn Disney shaking y'all hand? Man, mad at the wrong shit.
This is racism.
That shit wasn't made for you, no goddamn way. It was made for them. Oh, people just stories, man. You gotta dig up and on about this. What? You know? Go ahead, bro. Shit is madness, man.
Verse 5, and it says, behold, I'm against thee, said the Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy
See, even right now they selling all people. They over there in Alaska, Canada. No, I believe it's Canada. What they doing is they kidnapping a lot of northern kingdom Gadite girls, and they believe that somebody is a part of the community is in on it. Of course, because they're able to just get going there and get the girls and put them on these ships and ship them up back to Europe and Spain all around. You know, that's happening. I did a lesson on it a year or two ago. And it's happening to this day, man.
Raza Islam was talking about. He said, "Yeah, like I said, if the government is not making they said in the original day, you know, that say that they in them. Of course, they're all in them.
Nobody's talking about
Yeah,
it.
nobody's talking
They
about
was
it.
interviewing one of the older ladies. She's like, yes, nobody's talking about this. It keeps happening. They're taking our young girls and they putting them on these ships and taking them. We don't even know where they're going. As we speak. So it's really atrocities that happen. But like I said, vocab, you gotta do some history. Instead of fighting against us, how about read up on what's happening to our people so you can be more familiar about what the fuck we actually going through here. Because I don't think you have even a close inkling of the beginning to start with what happened to our people and what's happening to our people. That's what's wrong with a lot of you niggas, man, and you Edomites. You don't do your thorough research. It's one thing to disagree with something, but it's another thing to actually research our point of view, dig into it, and be like, damn, okay, true. Instead of just research what you want to research to disprove it. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5, behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vow, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all that
Here it is. You got tribes. The fringes. Vocab. Explain the fringes. Northern Kingdom over here wearing fringes. Northern Kingdom speaking Hebrew, writing Hebrew on stones. The commandments. Building pyramid structures. Right. The Nigerian tribes, the Igbo tribes, the Ashanti tribes over there wearing fringes. Did a lesson on that about a year ago. Right now they'll have a parade. I forgot the name of the parade. It's a demonic ass parade. It's witchcraft. You know they have that left hand side shit. They worship the serpent. Even that goes back to the raising up of the serpent that Moses did. And Jacob started, they took that as a custom, was worshiping the serpent. When over there on the west coast of Africa, they have like a parade where they worship it. They do like a demonic parade. And the dude got the fringes on. A fringe garment. He dance. A couple of them, they dance and shit. Explain that, but you haven't done your research. You don't do thorough research. You're just busy trying to prove Christianity like we don't know what Christianity is. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 7, and it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall she seek comfort for thee?
Yeah, now they'll say, well, that's talking about Nineveh, but when you read in the book of Revelation, it says the same exact thing. Matter of fact, brother, get that the destruction of Babylon in the book of Revelation. Some nation should moan for her destruction.
Look at the merchants.
Yeah. Get that real quick. First a brother read Revelation 17 chapter, verses 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay, I got the merchants.
Revelation 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had received 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk the wine of her fornication.
Yeah, because if America says something wrong, then it's wrong. You know, if America says you can do it, then it's right. What about what the Most High said? You got the laws of the land, and you got the laws of the Lord, man. Stop at the red light. Pay your taxes. You know? Those are laws of the land. Being a homosexual is not the laws of the Lord. Just because America says that's okay to do, don't make it right in the eyes of the Lord. Just because America says a woman is equal to a man, don't make it right in the eyes of the Lord. That's just what America's saying. But see, you nations have drunken their wine, and you've been deceived by it. So we're going to read the judgment of the whore. 18th chapter.
Okay. This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 11. I'm starting verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
And why did the judgment come in 1 hour in that great city? Well, when you read in the 11th chapter, it says the dead bodies of saints lied in that great city. And we read earlier, Joel, he's going to plead for what you did to his people. So it ain't just the abominations and the filth that you propagated throughout the whole earth. It's what you did to the Lord's people. That's why we brought out Nahum, woe to the city. It's full of lies and wrong. This is the judgment of the great whore, the holy. Go ahead, brother.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Yeah, nobody gonna be over here doing dealings with America. And you see, that's the thing. Once America's destroyed, the whole world economy is destroyed because you're based off of their system.
Yeah.
Even switching to the digital system, it's still balanced and weighed off of this fake ass petrodollar system. You know?
Yeah.
America's the empire of the earth. You all are attached to America. China, you got rich off of dealings with America.
That's right.
All you nations have dealings. Even Russia has dealings with America.
Yeah, books come.
They got deals as we speak.
Yeah. It's like the oil and all that stuff.
You know? As soon as you detach from this place, everything's gonna crumble. You think the BRICS shit is gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's gonna further your destruction. Because all y'all doing is competing for world domination. All y'all doing is competing for world domination. And it's gonna backfire on you. You niggas died in that. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and it says, Babylon the mighty city, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buy their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold, silver, and precious stones, and pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, all thine wood, and all manner of vessels of Yurki, and manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of the brass, of iron, and marble.
Yeah, so that's the point. The judge is gonna come in 1 hour, man.
Basically.
Yep. Go ahead, bro. Move back there.
Back there.
Matter of fact, drop one. Give me what chapter is that in the book of Edges? It speaks about the Lord coming with him on that. The Lord coming they gonna fight against him.
Okay, verse 6, chapter 6.
Chapter 6. Yeah. They were scared yet they durst fight. Yeah, let's end it with that. This is the ultimate judge, or the judge of the Gentiles. The destroyer of the Gentiles is Yahushua. And he hates you niggas the most. That's why he said those that pierce him is gonna see him when he returns. Right? He wants you to see him when he comes back. For he not gonna meet you as a man. Every eye shall see, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that he is. 13.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, you can.
Second Ezra 13, and it reads, And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And that is going into Yahushua, you know, that when he comes and he removes all this, that sea is going into the people, you know. And it reads, verse 3, And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
What's that? That's the laser beams from the chariots. That's what's going. They're not going to be looking directly at his face. They're going to be looking at them chariots. You know, they're going to be, oh, what the fuck?
Sure.
You know, they're going to have a big ass fathership that's bigger than the earth, covering the whole earth. And then you have the smaller ships probably coming out, and it's gonna be crazy, man. Niggas are gonna be and the elect get front row seat.
That's it. That's it.
Brother, give me that in the Revelation, the sea of glass, real quick. Because the elect is gonna be looking front row, and you're gonna be able to have them blessed with them eagle eyes, where you can zoom in, and you be like, oh shit, that's Beyonce.
Got it right.
That's Meg Thee Stallion. Burst up. Go ahead, brother.
Revelation 15:2. And I saw, as it were, see it. Well, let me go. 5. Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that have gotten victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his
So
name.
you got to get over all that. You got to get out of that stronghold of his image. Where the corner at? Yeah, bring this nigga out. You got to get over that image. And his image is more than just this. All right? It's an economic system, religious system. All right? His military structure. Everything that embodies Esau's society. Man. You got to get over that stronghold of propagating this man as being something higher than what he is. And then you got to overcome the mark. Once you get over there, that's the first part. You got Israelites that overcame that, but you got Israelites that don't teach the mark. It says them that overcame the image and the mark. Go ahead.
It says, and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
There you go. So let's go back to Esdras, because as the Lord's coming in, he's gonna beam up the elect. Go ahead.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Like
Who sent that clip of the destruction of Babylon? I guess a brother made a clip. They shoot the nukes, and the chariots come and finish shit off. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I guess the earth fell when it filleth the fire. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And that's going into E and the military might when the Lord comes back, they're gonna try to fight against the Lord. What does it say? Realm against realm, that's gonna fight against each other. So that's E trying to fight against the spiritual realm.
Yeah, you go. You more about news.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the news, you know. Every station across all these nations is gonna be, on the news. Hey, this is, they're gonna come to try to fight the Lord. It's gonna be a quick fight, though. Go ahead, brother. Because he gonna harden they ain't gonna want to fight. It's gonna go into it, but he gonna harden their heart like he did Pharaoh. Go ahead.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's that fathership, that chariot that's going to cover. What Ezra saw.
That's what the elect gonna be in too. The fathership.
That's it.
Even Apostle Hall was like, yeah, he believes all the 11 be beat up in one shit. And that makes sense. Because we all got to be crowned together.
That's right.
Lord, what we those been? We be in the fathership chilling. Go ahead. Can't wait for that day. Get the fuck out of here, man. Can you imagine that feeling getting beamed up? Bro, you may have tears. You may have a tear fall down right before you get in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know how much emotion? Even John the Revelator, when he seen the angel, he just fell at his feet. Oh my God. Because you got to think, now he knew it was real, but to see it, the emotion just, oh my gosh. God, you know what I'm saying? So to get beamed up and you in a church, bro, I just may spend the whole day. Oh my God. He's going to let it all out, man. Let it all out. You know? That's why I say you Edomites, man, y'all gonna be an afterthought. We gonna be so happy about just being delivered. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother. Yeah, I wish I gonna have to compose us, man. Cause we gonna be them new bodies, we gonna be hype. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Can't wait. Go ahead.
Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, but could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. Yes, there's fight.
Yeah, because you're going to be afraid. You see a big ass some shit they've been making movies about,
right.
and you actually see this shit, you're gonna be thinking you in a fucking dream. A big ass, because it's gonna be, the script says it's gonna be more than what you ever thought. So this shit, we don't, man, this shit, bro, can you imagine when they actually manifest and see what they look like? Bro, these people gonna be bugging out. You gonna have people shitting on themselves, pissing on themselves, nausea, throwing up, fainting, might just die from the sight of that shit. From shock. You got people that just die from shock. You know? See the elect, you gonna hear that sound of the trumpet, because it says that the last trump. So we're gonna hear that's gonna be the sound of the chariot. And right when you hear that, you gonna say, "Go on, now, shut." You know what I'm saying? You gonna get beaten up in mid sentence. Go on, now, shut. You know? That's the number you want to be a part of. Like that saying go, when the saints go marching in, you want to be a part of that, man. That's what we fighting for. If you ain't in it to win it, why you in it, man? If you ain't in it for the crown, you shouldn't even be in it, man. That's what our daily lives are about. Yeah, we work these minuscule jobs. You gotta deal with these bug out ass people, but keep in mind, keep in the forefront of your mind what's important. That goal, the crown, the victory. The Lord said, let no man take that crown. This is about overcoming, getting the victory. Fuck these women. You're getting a whole new batch of the most beautiful women the earth has ever seen in the kingdom. Virgins. Worrying about women. Forget all this captivity, man. Focus on the goal. You will have land. You're going to have palaces. The best foods you could ever taste. Your taste buds is going to be enhanced to the 144,000%. Your eyesight is going to be enhanced to the 144,000%. Your brain is going to be enhanced to the 144,000%. You ain't going to be able to die. You ain't going to be able to get sick. You ain't going to be able to get weak. You're going to be able to run faster than light. Fly. Teleport. Come on, man. Forget, we don't even gotta touch the galaxy, just exploring the mysteries of the earth, the wonders of the earth. You be able to go whenever you want, whenever you feel like. Imagine a brother may want to live in winter conditions for a couple of years. He got a palace in a place like Alaska. He come out with a fur garment. Brother I want this environment right now. We bring the whole family, he got fur garments with the fringes on. And you step out on and you just looking at your land, and you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Living. No more fear of the animals, no more fear of creation. You want to swim deep in the ocean? You can swim deep in the ocean next to Leviathan and pet them. Come on, man. We're going to a next level. The sons of Yasha'al are princes of the power, man. Getting their inheritance from the foundation. This is what Christians have been teaching it wrongly since we fell from the garden. This is what we in the last of the last days. The best times ever, man. No time to be weak. You know? We supposed to be hot for the Lord. Studying, reading, doing these videos, arms, you know what I'm saying? Doing our best, putting our best foot forward. Because once it's over, that's it. What we reading right now, once that happens, that's it. It ain't no second chance. It ain't no I woulda, if I coulda, I shoulda.
Or I wish I woulda.
Yeah, it ain't none of that with the Lord. It's what did you do and what you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And we don't give a damn about you scoffing. We don't give a damn about y'all looks. We out here right now, nobody listening, but we love it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know the angels watching. We know the Lord is, most important, the Lord is watching. Lord willing, he's pleased. You know, and Lord willing, we continue to overcome. And don't get lazy, don't get lukewarm, and don't be in that fucking, you a prince, you got inheritance. Lift your head up, man. Gird up your loins and go through this captivity. Go through your punishment and learn why you're going through it. Don't just be moping around. Learn why you're here and overcome why you're here and grow. And get the victory, man. We have an eternity waiting for us, man. This shit is temporal. This shit is temporal, man. Don't let what you see get to you so much. Go ahead, brother.
It says, verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he, jumped the gun. Verse 7 again.
If I drop to, go to the, where Edris saw them getting crowned, and then we'll wrap it up. Hey, Shalom, Elder. I don't know if the Elder's still on, but Elder, I know. Shalom, Elder. I had the damn comments on. Yeah, shout out to Elder. Yeah, with Elder Cinnamon, I can remember that. Yeah, that's in that different.
It was just that kind of thing.
Yeah, we will wrap it up with that.
This one just goes into the peace of the multitude.
Second is the second chapter. And, start at verse around like the 40th verse. Whoever seems good to you.
Second Ezra, chapter 2. Second Ezra, chapter 2, verse.
Let's do it. Read it loud too.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 41. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled. Beseech the power.
It's fulfilled. The elect, the number that you've been longing for is fulfilled. Once the elect is sealed, that's it, baby. That's it, man. That reunion, the first fruits. Yeah, buddy. We got an inheritance, baby. Now we can play. Now we can go outside and play. Oh man, brothers is gonna enjoy that. All your desires. The Lord said, I'll give you the desires of your heart. If there was a woman on this side that you like her outward appearance that you couldn't have, that's a light thing for the Lord to give you a woman that looks just like her or even better in the kingdom. That's light for her. And she gonna have righteous qualities with her. And she gonna have all the baggage with her. And she gonna be a virgin. You wanted a mansion over here in East Kingdom. You wanted East hand-me-down shit. Lord will give you something you couldn't even imagine. You know? Floating palaces. A palace that's invisible. The shit there you can't see. It's there though. It's a whole goddamn 100-room palace, but you can't see it. That type of power we dealing with. Go ahead, brother.
Beseech the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that thy people, which have been called from the beginning, may be hallowed.
The first fruits, chosen from the foundation of the earth. And we pray that we be part of that number. I'm tell you right now, if I ain't the part of that. Lord, take me now. And on purpose. Look, I'm here. Take me now if I ain't part of that. You know? This is my purpose, man. This is the only thing I care about. Man, in the world, you might have wanted to be, oh shit, I want to be AI. I want to be like Biggie. Low-level dreams. You forsook all that bullshit for something greater than thyself, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 42. I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Sion a great people, whom I cannot number. And in the midst of them, that no. Verse 42. I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Sion a great people, whom I cannot number. And they praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai with songs.
Yeah, that great number. Right?
Wow.
You got the 144. You got the rest of the multitude. That's going to be a party. That's going to be, you know, like a graduation ceremony. Everybody get on stage. You may have some of that, the extroverted drakes. It's the class cameras. They get they start, what's that TikTok dance, the slide and shit. I seen one of the niggas doing that slide bullshit at the graduation. You know, brothers gonna get up, get that crown. Brothers like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, the crowd gonna be cheering you on. Cause you gonna have the multitudes out there. You know, cheering every brother. You know how we salute each other for the Passover. You know. And you come up, salute yourself. And we're gonna have our real names. We'll know the Lord name. See, we named ourselves, but the Lord got a name for us. He know who we truly are. You know. We go there and shout our names, put our crown on it. You know, brother did it. You know, we're gonna be hype. You know, we're gonna let all that shit out. Go ahead, brother.
And in the midst of them, was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest.
Jehovah Shai, man. He gonna be looking at us in the face, bro. And that's when we gonna know it was real. We wasn't crazy. It wasn't no fairy tale shit. He's standing right in front of us. Who want it?
right.
Let's get busy.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead.
And upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
It ain't that fucking shit you get from Party City, you know. Something you ain't seen yet. Yeah, something you ain't seen. Something that weigh 100 pounds.
You know?
Made with real precious stones and jewels. Decked out just for your liking. The Lord got a body that he know you gonna love. He got a crown you know you gonna love. He got clothes for you. When you get beat up, you know what I'm saying? He got everything ready. He got the feet, he got the angels getting the feet ready, setting everything up right, you know? Preparing, bro. He said, look, I gotta prepare a place for you. That if wherever I go, that you may be also. They've been preparing places, man. Been building other planets and stretching out the galaxy, the universe. Getting busy, man. For the dominion, for the rulership of Yasha.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You don't want that. I don't know what the fuck you get away from me.
I grab a quick precept.
Go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 2, and I'll just get to the point. 9, it says, but as it is written, eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which the Most High has prepared for them that love Him.
It's words.
And hey, man, that's what we're looking forward to. You know, this life is as a vapor. We're looking for eternal life in a world that dwells in righteousness. You know, so we can finally have a family structure, have true friends. You know, we ain't gotta look over our shoulders. You know,
That's right, man. Go ahead. Scripture said the gate of the city gonna be left open day and night. Who dare intrude, do some shit? He said, we are gods.
I wish you would.
We know your thoughts before you get them. That's the level we gonna be on. They can't think shit without us knowing. Man, that's a level, bro.
I wish you would go be on that podcast.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These are they that put on the mortal and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms.
Let's give a round of applause for y'all about you. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We've been here long enough. You know, hopefully this was an edifying camp. Like always, want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadash. The bonus our teachers, the elder apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Kwame Yashala. Wall flip a ball. Shalom.